Hello, this is Matt. This is Whatcast. So a bit of an impromptu flat Earth debate today. Then I jumped onto TikTok Live yesterday because you get a lot of hate when you do this type of thing. When you make videos disproving people, they don't like it. They act like children. There was this one guy called Peter who decided to challenge me to a debate right now, one-on-one. But he meant typing in the comment section. So I said, I'll go one better than that, mate. I'll jump on a live right now. I'll send you an invite. You come do it. And you can expose me for the NASA shill that I am. And as you will discover very quickly, he didn't turn up. He didn't want to know. He didn't reply to anything I said. He ran away. However, there are always super confident flat earthers in particular on the TikTok. So as I'm sitting there in a live, my lives have become quite popular. I don't do them that often, but when I do, they usually draw a bit of a crowd. Obviously, people are requesting up because everybody wants to have a pop or whatever. I gave him about 20 minutes to arrive. That's not on there. I cut straight to where the debate starts. The old friend Gas Pressure, formerly Spurs Chemo, jumps up. To his credit, he always does. He doesn't mind having conversations. I will speak to absolutely anybody. I wouldn't consider it a debate. I think that it's just a heated conversation, but debate looks better when you call it that, right? And as the conversation goes on, more and more people join, to the point I had a full house at one point, which I've never done before and probably will never do again, because it got a bit everyone talking over and I had to calm things down, but I do so pretty quickly, so bear with it. Riz popped up, Hasselblad popped up, professional photographer, because obviously you've got the it's fake photography claims that always appear. Also a guy called Tron, another flat earther, appeared for quite a while in the second half of the debate / chat, and he was comical for all of the wrong reasons. He didn't know much of anything, but was one of those Eric debate, I've watched a few videos, I'm now an expert people that it's information. It's just watch it. It's quite funny. Gas does his usual deny everything. So we touch on, all of the usual claims, curvature, final experiment, what evidence would you accept, that type of thing. It goes all over the place in this one. It's not just about the final experiment, which is what I've been doing recently. So check it out. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Let me know if you enjoy these debates / conversations, and I will do more of them. I find them quite difficult to motivate myself to do because the arguments are usually always exactly the same, and I've heard them all so many times. I quite like making the haha point and laugh videos more, but that's fine. Just let me know what you'd prefer and I'll stick more of them up. Cheers. Hopefully you'll enjoy this debate / chat. This bloke's not going to turn up, is he? Let's get him up here. And
I was just about to drop back down. I think you was having everyone up.
No, this other bloke ain't going to turn up, is he? How's it going?
What was it going to be about?
Oh, it was just about, he was asking for evidence and something, so I sent him a video of loads of stuff on it, and he just didn't address any of it.
But what topic, though?
Well, it's flat Earth.
Oh, flat Earth. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's a flat earther?
A bad one. It's not one you'd want to be associated with, Gas, to be honest. Right? I think it'd be a bit of a Lord Jamar in a conversation.
It does take a while to get. I mean, even I'm still, trying to get there. So it does take a while to know the arguments and challenge the so-called top ballers,
But you're just a contrarian anyway. I've heard you on different topics, and I think you just take the unpopular opinion on everything.
What different topics?
Like when have I heard you? When you used to go on Maria's lives and you were speaking about like feminism and stuff like that, right?
That's because she had a topic up that was about women's rights or something like this, women's feminism or body count, I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I was looking into those, but they're not as effective as flat Earth. So I just stick to flat Earth now. I mean, I
They're
do,
not as effective. What do you mean? Not as popular?
yeah, like not as those discussions don't really go into like body count doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't really mean anything, you know.
Yeah, but flat Earth doesn't go anywhere, does it? Let's be honest. Like, have
Well,
you
it
ever
does.
left a conversation about flat Earth thinking, there's points there that I need to look at. I'll need to do some more research here
Well, it's more
because you,
about the audience because I know I'm not going to change your mind, right?
yeah.
But if there's someone on the fence who's like rooting for the Glober to prove their claim, and you fail or the Glober fails, that's a win for flat Earth. So it's not
I'm
necessarily
not
mutual.
bothered. I'm not bothered about that. I'll just, I don't
Yeah, but that
care.
hurts the globe. Like that's how you get
I don't
new
care
flat
about the
Earth.
globe. I'm not bothered. I'm not on a globe cult weird religion thing that I need to impress my friends with. I don't care about it really. I just like the flat Earth thing fascinates me because I think what I talk about it for is I'm yet to find that piece of evidence that flat earthers will honestly just say, yeah, that's I don't know how to answer that. Like even you don't you're quite open with your conversation and you seem all right. But you will never concede a point, even if you've got nothing to say about it whatsoever.
It's
Like
because
so,
like most of what the Globers say, if not all, is based on a lie. So that's why it's
if
difficult.
you don't have the evidence for that. You just say that, like you don't believe the final experiment. It's just a lie. Like that's just you.
Oh, those
You had that
morons!
opinion.
Look, you
You
had a
had that opinion
millionaire.
before they went, and you've just stuck to it since they went.
You had a millionaire there. You had all the resources. You had time. You had so-called flat earthers, and they still messed it up. They still got it wrong. They still were not able to convince the flat Earth
Of course
community
they're
as
not. Nothing. No, there's no way to convince the flat earthers. There's no way. And I did say that to Will. To be fair, I said to him, "You realise this is a complete waste of time. Why
well,
are
there
you
is a
doing
way.
this?"
That's not true. That's
Like,
false because there is a way. If they'd have done what they were supposed to have done, they would have changed at least half of the community. The outspoken ones. But the outspoken ones are like, no, this is fake. This is a fraud. And if that's happening, then it means that they messed up. In my mind, they had one job to do. Either fake it properly, which
are
they.
you still going by that Steve thing?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He had 3 or 4 days to call somebody in England, Steve,
Right.
anybody.
Did you see that video I put up about that a couple of days after we had that debate, completely annihilating your point?
No, because I wish I was on that show with Fight the Flat Earth and Steve, because Steve didn't have a chance to speak. And Fight the Flat Earth was just going, no, 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 no,
No,
yeah,
they were
you were
speaking.
lying, you were.
Did you watch the entire conversation or just that clip though? Because he was speaking. He was quite cordial at first.
No, every time he was speaking, he kept jumping in. Don't use God as an excuse. Don't
No, he
use
does
God
do
as an
that.
excuse.
Yeah, that's fair. He does do that. But the
The
fact
point
is,
was is that
Steve was talking that there was no day agreed that he was supposed to
it doesn't
call it.
matter. Doesn't
It
matter.
does matter.
It
You
doesn't.
just need it to not
It just.
matter
It
because
doesn't matter if there was no day agreed. It doesn't matter, does it? The day was not
what are you
agreed.
shouting for? Relax. It's just a conversation, Gas.
All right.
You
So
need to
you're
get
saying that like no day was agreed, which is fine. So he had
right.
3 days, 4 days to call him. He didn't call him once.
Yeah, because he offered to the second time. I didn't get a response. They put the screenshots of the conversation up, and it was saying it was undelivered. They put them on the screen during that. Go back and watch. I'll put the clip up. The whole thing is on my channel
No,
here.
no, not messages. Calling. Why didn't he call him?
He messaged him and said, "Do you want me to try again tonight?" And he didn't get a response, and he got a red
If I
message
was his
underneath.
lawyer, if I was his lawyer, that could have been anybody. The agreement was to call. The messages could have been from his granddaughter, from his cousin, could have been from anybody. The deal was Will was supposed to call. He didn't call because the sun set. That was the reason why he didn't
That's
call.
not the You can't even say that seriously. He was
That's the
on the
reason.
video. Gas, we had this. Why do you just forget conversations? I told you I was watching the live stream. He addressed him on the live stream and said,
Yeah,
"Steve in
but how do you know it
England,"
wasn't pre-recorded?
because he was talking to. I was reading the chat as it was going in, and he was addressing and talking to the chat at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think that? Like, do you just think that they could just get away with that? With all the people that were watching, nobody would pick up that he wasn't addressing the chat. He was making up chat that wasn't there and addressing that instead.
Yeah, that's not difficult. That's not a hard thing to do, to get a fake chat in and just read random comments and people
So the entire chat was fake as well. It was just. So what do you think?
no,
What are your
no,
opinions?
hold on. So when he went live, so think of it like a premiere. So the chat is live, but the video is not. So he's not actually reading the live chat at 12 o'clock, right?
But he was though. He was answering.
Well, we can't verify that. We've just got your.
Well, I was watching it, so I'm verified. So why would I lie for him? Can you answer that? I'm not on anyone's pay.
You don't know that for sure, though, do you? You don't know that for sure.
Yeah, but you wasn't watching it, and I was, right? So therefore, I can say that that's what happened. You can just say I don't believe that's what happened. But if you was watching it, you'd have realised that is exactly what happened, right?
Well,
Andy addressed Steve in the video.
Well, like I said,
Solar Midnight.
If you had arranged to call me, and let's say I sent you a message saying don't call me, you should still call me, because you don't know if that message was from me.
Right, but the thing is, right, he's explained that his phone was in use doing something else at that point. So Steve's then sent him right, fair enough. You don't believe that. But Steve's then sent him a message, a fucking childish tantrum message. Will has then responded, sorry about that. Do you want me to do it tonight then? And he blocked his number. It's on. He claims he didn't block his number, but the screenshot that they've taken, it says underneath, not delivered in red or whatever it says, right? So basically the message didn't go through. So if he can't arrange another night, if it's impossible to arrange another night, then how can he call him another night?
Yeah, none of that matters. As long as he's there for 1, 2, 3, 4.
All of that matters.
As long as he's there for 1, 2, 3, 4 days, every night at 12 o'clock, he should have tried to call him. And then when he got back, he said, look, I tried to call you every night.
Yeah, because Steve would have totally accepted that, wouldn't he?
No, but then Will would have said, I tried to call you. The point is, Will didn't try to call him. It doesn't matter about the messages. The messages mean nothing because you didn't speak to the actual person.
The messages mean nothing because it's inconvenient for you that they exist. So
yeah, but
just
the agreement was the agreement was the call. They spoke verbally. They spoke verbally. Call me. Steve never got the call, regardless of whether it was weather, whether it was connection, whether he said don't call me, whether he had a heart attack, whether he used the phone. It doesn't matter the excuse. The agreement was make that call.
How can you watch all of that montage they put together of all of the conversations between Steve and Will and whatever, and still come to the conclusion that Steve was the honest one? Like, how do you get there?
Because Will lied. Because Will said that he tried to call him. He didn't try to call him. Will said that he was blocked. He blocked him. He didn't block him. So Will lied, and then
said he did on the. How do you know he didn't?
Because I watched Steve's video last night. He made a video, 2-hour video last night, talking about it.
The what? Sorry.
Steve made a 2-hour video last night talking about what happened.
So Steve said so. So that's good enough for you. Hello, Ange. So you take what is that standard of it? That's what blows my mind.
To court, because if we were to go to court, the evidence.
If we was to go to court over this, they'd say, "What the fuck are you doing here? Piss off! This is a ridiculous case. Go away."
The evidence supports Steve that he never got the call. He didn't block anybody. You know, you can check all those things. If he blocked the number, you know, so it's just excuses. All your side has excuses. You fluffed it. You messed up.
I wasn't there. What do you think about Whitsit and Jaron there?
Yeah, totally in on it. You know, this has been a long game. This has been a long game. Why do you think nobody else believes it? There's no other flat earther that buys it.
Because
everyone can see.
Because you're all such sensitive flowers, and you can't concede anything because you think it will make you look stupid. That's why nobody believes it, not because nobody actually believes it. None of you can even agree why it was fake. You've all got different opinion as to why it was fake, but you all agree with each other anyway. Some of you say they went there and faked it. Some of you say they didn't go there. It was a studio. Some of you say it's bullshit. They've never been, or it was recorded in the summer. But you'll go, yeah, that's right, and agree with each other anyway. Yeah, it's ridiculous that you haven't even got a coherent story as to what they actually did. None of you.
Yeah, because the main thing is we know they didn't live stream the sun going around 24 hours.
Well,
So all of us are in agreement. They faked it. How they faked it?
they live streamed the sun at midnight. Right there.
You don't know if that was pre-recorded.
Yes, I do, because he was interacting with the comments that I was reading.
He was supposed to call England at 3 in the morning. It would have been 12 o'clock there.
He was on the live stream at the time, talking to Steve on the live stream.
WhatsApp
Exactly
call is
the
more
same.
live. Yeah, but that could have been recorded. A live WhatsApp call. You say, turn the phone around, spin it around, 360, and show everyone the sun. He didn't do that. If you want to believe,
He literally showed the sun like that while he was. What are you talking about? He said, "There's the sun. It's midnight. There's the sun," and then started answering questions that were there.
Yeah, like I said, there's no way of verifying that was actually live.
I was watching it.
The only way to verify it would have been a phone call, which he promised to do. He agreed to do that. This is what you're not getting.
No, I get it totally. You said, look, what? So you don't think they used a sun simulator anymore? Because that was a reasonable thing, as far as you was concerned.
No, there's no sun simulator. That's nonsense. Yeah.
What about Weiss's thing that he's giving it about fucking the sun being beamed from different mountains?
No, I don't believe that's the case. They did it just how they always do it. It's just very simple. They repeat, they loop the sun. We saw with the sun, the same sun the first 12 hours, the same sun the second 12 hours. It looped around. They've done it for years. They did it with the one with that guy that Will Duffy knows. They looped the clouds. They've done it a time before they looped the sun, and they did it again with this one. Loop the clouds, loop the sun. So it's just computer CGI nonsense. It's not that big of a deal.
Have you watched the video? Like they've
nonsense. It's not that big. Yeah, after a month of McKeegan put his video out. That was the main one. No light.
That's because no flat earther's going to sit there for 24 hours. So they're trying to just put it out there. Everyone denied there was ever a video of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. That was all bullshit, right? So now he thinks, right, I'll just get one out. This one of I don't know. They're naive. They were naive. No one's going to convince you lot of anything. Like, it is naive to think that they would. But it's naive of you to think that they would care this much to convince you.
I don't think it was for us. I think it was more for the Globers just to carry on their belief. It was just more just to give you something to think that you believe, that you're on a board. Because, like I say, that there are no flat earthers that I know of that think, yeah, that was real. They saw 24 hours. So.
Do you do anything else with your life? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick about that, but like, I could ask that to both sides that sit on here arguing about this daily, right? Is your entire personality flat earther? That's how you would, like, if you got male, female, or flat earther, would you tick flat earther?
No, when I'm in a discussion, I talk about it. Like you've said, you've heard me in other topics, right?
A couple, yeah, but not for a while. Definitely not for a long time.
Yeah, so flat Earth is becoming more and more popular. So there's more and more people interested in it. So I talk about it.
Yeah, no, but you talk about it endlessly, don't you? Like, do you ever have conversations?
It's a massive lie. That's why. I mean, I don't know how you like being lied to. But
I could ask you. You believe David Weiss and these other people? I think they're liars. So it's exactly the same. I've got exactly the same opinion, right?
What's he lying about?
The shape of the Earth.
We don't know the shape of the Earth. It's a description. Flat Earth is a description. We look at the surface, it looks flat. No curvature measured or observed. The shape of the Earth is unknown.
Yeah, but then I'll say to you, surveyors literally do live streams of surveying the curvature of the Earth, and you then say that they don't know what they're doing, but you do.
No, they're not
surveying. How insane that is.
No, they're taking data and assuming this must be because of curvature.
So they just don't know what they're doing, but you do.
No, they're just making calculations. They're looking through a theodolite or whatever the tool they're using, total station, got crosshairs, and they're saying, well, that looks like the Earth is underneath, so that must be because of Earth curve. They're
They're just
making
stupid. They just do it for a living. Doesn't work, and they just assume none of it works
well,
because
they're
it
not
can't.
actually measuring curvature. They're building buildings or bridges. You
And
know,
measuring drop. He measures. Baron measures drop on here. He does it live. He tells people to tell him where he's going wrong. He's got all of the stuff there. He asks the chat, "Tell me what I'm doing wrong if you think I'm doing this wrong." And they'll go, "It's wrong," and they won't tell him why he's doing it wrong. They just know what's going to happen, and they can't accept it. So they're just telling him he must be doing it wrong. Do you realize how insane
like
that
I
is?
say, it's very simple. He looks through at crosshairs. He sees Earth underneath the crosshairs. He
So
says,
you're saying he doesn't know what he's doing, right?
yeah, but why would you do that? Why would you make an assumption that is a curvature?
Because it works, right?
No, it doesn't work. That's the whole point.
Then why are all the measurements not massively wrong then?
You're not making measurements of curvature. Again, a few people are going out, looking at the crosshairs and saying the Earth is dropping below the crosshairs. That's it. That's all they're doing. Nothing special. It's not like some crazy, some crazy idea. They're just looking at crosshairs and saying the Earth.
Everyone that measures the horizon not rising to eye level with a theodolite, you think they're doing it wrong as well, right?
No, I'm saying that they're assuming that is Earth curve.
No, but you guys always say the horizon always rises to eye level no matter how high you go.
Yeah, your true horizon. Your true
tons
horizon.
of videos disproving that, and you just say that they're doing it wrong as well, right?
Because remember, there's an apparent horizon and a true horizon. Your true horizon's at eye level. You have an apparent horizon that fluctuates. They're measuring to the apparent horizon that fluctuates.
But by that logic, everything is apparent.
No, it's literally...
Yes.
No.
If the atmosphere is distorting everything, then everything isn't exactly where it looks to be.
No, because things are in a geometrical place. Like if something's 3 miles away, it measures 3 miles every day, all day and night, all throughout the year. It's always 3 miles. Not apparent 3 miles. It's physically.
But to your vision to measure it, it's not where it actually is.
So what we're saying
is the atmospherics, right?
Yeah. So you can't measure to exactly. You can't measure to a place that is an apparent position. If it's not in a physical location. You can't
why
measure.
The flat earthers always say the horizon always rises to eye level when you're saying it doesn't? It could be anywhere depending on the day.
Because it depends what you're talking about. We're talking about the true horizon is at your eye level always. That's where it converges.
It's not, though, is it? Because it's measured that it isn't. So
eye level is where everything converges. That's where your vanishing point
is. Until you use tools to do it, and then it's not.
Yeah, but
you just assume because it looks like it's eye level, then you can say that. But when you actually use something,
it's not actually a tool. They're using a scope.
So why is it the higher you go, the further it is below actual eye level when you actually measure it with tools? If it could just be anywhere, it's apparent.
They're not using physical tools. They're looking through a scope. You need to get that in your head. They're not using physical tools like a scaffolding.
So it's not a tool. So a measuring thing for a scope, you shouldn't call that a tool then, right?
No, because after like a mile or
call it whatever you want. It's more accurate than it looks like it's at my eye level, mate. Right?
No, because at 3 miles, things appear to drop down. Why do you think we have sunsets? The sun appears to go down, right?
So you can't bring it back in with a flow of 1 million?
No.
So it just appears to slowly go below the horizon until it's not. You can't be saying
that's not the actual sun. Even in your model, it's not the actual sun.
What is it?
It's the apparent sun.
This is a worthless conversation.
It's very simple,
You just say everything's just apparent, so you can just deny it. Oh, it's just apparent.
Yeah, but in your model, it's an apparent sun when it's at the horizon. The physical sun is already set. You're looking at the apparent.
Oh, set. The physical sun.
In your model, it's set.
Where does it go in your model?
It goes away from you. It gets smaller and smaller.
It goes smaller and smaller until it goes below the horizon like this, right?
Which horizon?
All these points that you're saying, Gas, like I've heard so many flat earthers. You're just playing word semantics. It's drivel. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but you can't.
But yes, you can. But the sun sets, right? It doesn't just go away. Otherwise, you'd be able to bring it back in with a flow of 1 million, right?
Not if it gets smaller and smaller till it vanishes. That's the point.
When do you ever see that happening? You've never seen the sun change size. Or the apparent sun. You've never seen neither sun change size.
People are now making observations of the sun. It depends where you are. If you're in the right location, you will see the sun get smaller and smaller.
No, you won't. Where's the measurements of this?
It depends where you are.
What do you mean it depends where you are? Why does it depend where you are?
Because of the atmosphere. You get different atmospheric conditions.
So for me, it's not going to get smaller, but for someone over there, it will get smaller as it goes away. Every other object I'll see gets smaller as it goes away, but not the sun.
India, the Sahara, places like
the boats get smaller. Rhonda, I don't care about your script. Go away. Does anything else get smaller as it goes away? The sun is the only thing that doesn't, right?
Depending on where you are, yes. So if you're in the right location, like David Weiss, for example, he has a video of the sun getting smaller and smaller and smaller until it shrinks into nothing. It depends where you are on the Earth.
Yeah. There's not really any point.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not really, a well-versed glober. To you, it's just crazy, so it's not something like you've researched or looked into.
I've researched endlessly.
Yeah, but not really researched. You've looked, you've listened, you've heard arguments, you've just said, no, I don't believe it. You haven't really done research. If you do real research,
give me a topic I haven't done research on.
Well, I'm saying if you research flat Earth properly in the right way, you would have been out there looking to see the curvature. I've been out there.
What have you done, Gas?
I've been out there with do you know Ranty? I don't know if you remember Ranty.
Yeah, but he's now a glober, by the way.
He's a glober, yeah. But when Ranty was a flat earther, we both
you didn't
went
think
out
I'd know him, did you? Because I've not done my own research. There's nothing you can tell me.
I said you've heard people, you've listened to discussions, but you haven't really been out there. Do you know Sleeping Warrior?
Yep.
And Nathan Oakley.
Nathan Oakley?
Yeah. So we've been out there.
Sounds like cognitive dissonance to me, mate. Violated by gas.
That one, yeah.
So all of us have been out there together. We met up. We went down to the coast. We had P1000s, P1000s, P900s, and we were trying to locate something that was meant to be obstructed by the curvature. We were able to see it. Wasn't blocked by the curvature, right? Very simple stuff.
That was just apparent, though.
No, because it's in the physical place.
It was apparent.
How can it be apparent?
Because everything is.
No, not everything is apparent. If something is 10 miles away, it's physically measured 10 miles away.
Unless there's refraction. Where the fuck's that come from? I've got a nut that's appeared here from nowhere. What's going on?
So yeah, I've actually been out there. I've done the due diligence. I've done the research. I've seen that there's no physical curvature.
You didn't actually take refraction or observer height into account when you did that, did you? You just took 8 inches per mile squared.
No, height of the observer, distance to the lighthouse.
So if you put that into a Earth curve calculator, it would back you up, would it?
Yeah, it was meant to be obstructed by Earth curve.
Well, according to all of the calculators, when you account for refraction, observer height, and distance, everything says you shouldn't have seen it.
Everything. I've been out.
So why are you not changing all the rules of physics then with this? Why are you not in the Guinness Book of Records for these people who have been able to see this thing that you definitely can't see, and everything backs it up? Right? NASA means to deceive in Hebrew. I love it. I love it when the people parrot this stuff. It absolutely doesn't. Do you think that, Gas?
I used to. But I've heard the argument. I've heard the rebuttal that it doesn't mean.
Does it not annoy you when new flat earthers come in? Does that make you look bad when they come in and say things like that?
Well, they'll learn. They'll learn.
They've literally watched Eric Dubai and just
get
parodied
educated.
everything.
I'm sure the Globers will correct them, right?
Yeah, but you should probably correct them, shouldn't you?
Well, no, they're on their journey. You know, like I say, it's always interesting to see new flat earthers talk to, like Jamar. Like he will learn from that now. You know, he
won't. He'll never touch the topic again.
He will learn from that. He will buckle down. He will get his head into the the correct arguments. He will look. You know, what are the good points and stick to those points. That's what he will do.
I guarantee you'll never see him in another flat Earth debate.
It will be a massive learning curve for him. And
do you think he will ever have another debate on that topic?
Absolutely, absolutely. I remember my first debate was awful, absolutely shocking. I don't know if you know Red's Rhetoric.
Yeah.
So yeah, over 100,000 views, shocking. I was proper brand new. I didn't really know much. I was just getting into it. And, you know, he was just walking the dog, you know, so he was having a blast. But obviously that
the only thing you've learned since then is how to deflect and deny, because you probably haven't got any more knowledge since then other than how to debate.
We didn't have the gas pressure argument. We didn't have the horizon argument. There's a lot of things we didn't know, you know, so there was so many arguments that were not being used. We would just like prove the spin. We would like just prove where's the curvature. That's how we would.
So do you think, with Reds then, do you think if you'd have come up with the gas pressure argument that he would have never heard that before and he would have lost the argument?
Back then it was brand new, so no one was using these arguments. We didn't use them back then. We weren't arguing. The main arguments back then were where's the curve? Show us the curve. Prove the curve. You know, and it was like that for ages. And then, you know, we progressed to how do you have gas pressure without a container? How do you have gas pressure next to a vacuum? You know, the horizon's not geometrical, and that just blew up flat Earth because it was like, what, the horizon's not geometrical? What do you mean? People looked into it, they realized it wasn't geometrical, and flat Earth just took off. You see? So it was very different. And that's even Jaron in 2016-17 when he did that behind the curve. We didn't know about the geometric horizon. He would never have done that if we'd have known about it then. You see? A lot different back then.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. I'm finding it difficult to I've had these conversations so many times. No, I think so. It's just like this. I've got one here. I do get bored of the same points over and over again. I'm trying to be engaging, but the final experiment excited me for a bit because it was new arguments. But all of this stuff, like, I don't know how you do it, to be honest. I don't know how you have the same conversation over and over again. But let's see if this person's got anything different. And are you muted, whoever this person is?
Yeah, sorry. I usually mute when I come into a room because people are usually talking.
Okay, no problem. What's up?
Why are you wasting your time on this guy, though? Like,
well, it's not wasting my time. Like, let me tell you what's happened, right? Yeah. So there was I put up a video today. Some blokes come into the comments and start challenging me to a debate. So I said, right, I'll do lives. Just jump in next time on a live and jump on and make your point, whatever you want. I don't care about who I talk to. I'm not interested as long as they're pleasant-ish. I'll talk to anybody about anything. I couldn't care less, really. It doesn't bother me. I don't get wound up about it or nothing like that. It's just is what it is. It's just something to do. And he didn't come. He didn't come in, and I'm sitting here, and Gas was sitting there, and he requested up, so I let him up. That's all. Do you not get on then? Do you know each other?
I think I came in. I mean, I've talked to Gas before.
I don't know who this guy is.
Oh, don't act, man! How short is your memory, dude? We were on Dazzle's Live not too long ago.
I speak to.
Remember, I was calling you out for being what is the word?
What did we talk about?
Somebody who lies for money. What was it? What's the word?
Grifter.
Grifter, that's the one. Somebody who lies for money.
Gas, you don't make any money doing flat.
No, that's
content.
not the goal. That's not the goal at all. So I don't know.
I mean, is it grifting if you're only doing it for the attention, or are you just?
I mean, there is money to be made in flat Earth. You can make money off, like, you know, clothing. You can sell models. You can sell applications. There is a lot of money to be made, whether you're a glober or a flat earther. So in this argument, but I don't see that as the goal. The goal is to just let everyone know that we've been lied to about the shape of the Earth being a ball.
But you do such a bad job of it.
Oh well, I mean, I would like to think.
Like here's the thing, Gas. We were talking about this not too long ago.
His perspective.
we were talking about this in Dazzle's Live not too long ago. You don't bring any data. You just bring up memes. That's what he's saying. Is
denial.
You don't bring it very good. Like, I've seen people be like, well, shit, I don't know how to argue against that. I'll be the first one to admit when I don't know how to argue about something. But, like, all you do is you bring up memes and be like, nuh-uh. Like, it's getting boring.
The thing is, flat Earth is not really a debate unless you turn it into one. If you say it's not what we observed, then it's down to you to prove that it's not what we observed.
Well, here's the thing. You bring up we see a flat plane.
Yep.
Everybody and their grandmother will say, yeah, it looks flat. But then you go beyond what you can see.
Now that's the
and
claim.
It doesn't conform to what you're saying.
Yeah, but now it's on you to go beyond. You're saying we can go beyond that. We're saying, well, hold on. What makes you think you can do that? Then it's down to you.
Well, here's the thing: is the globe is the scientifically proven, tested, and widely accepted model.
By who?
You being the one
by
bringing
all of
this new
physics,
claim.
yes.
Who? What physicists?
Every scientist, everyone.
Hold on. Brody, can you mute up? Yeah, because you've got a lot of background. I don't know if you're driving or whatever. But so Gas, all of physics, all of science, all of everybody, all lying or stupid in your opinion. Yeah.
No, you're saying that they've proven the globe. I'm asking which one, which individual, which group of people have proven the globe? Which scientists?
The entire field of physics.
You can't name one. Brian Clark.
How do I know? What do you mean? How do I know them personally? People that just do this and use this information for absolutely everything. The answer is everybody that does that for a living. That's like saying no mechanics have proved the engine. It's ridiculous, guys.
We're saying that it's just a belief. Just a belief. You're saying it's not a belief. We can prove it. If you're part of the we, demonstrate it.
Oh, mate, honestly. Hello, Riz. How we doing, me old mate?
Exactly.
Hi, what cast are you doing?
Hey, Riz.
Hi,
good.
Gas, how you doing?
He's back on the ball now. He's back on your team.
Yeah,
I know,
he knows. So, Gas, I'm one of those scientists, as you were, who proved the globe. Obviously, I was doing an experiment that's already been done by Eratosthenes, but I expanded it into the future, basically, where it's using live streaming on TikTok. You was witness to this as well. So you can't deny it. Basically, I took measurements with people all around the world in Virginia, Canada, Aruba, South Africa, and the UK and Coventry. And we all measured the sun at the same time, measured shadow lengths. And on a flat Earth, those shadow lengths would be linear, meaning you could do a calculation and work out exactly what it would be 100 miles away, 400 miles away, and you would know what the shadow length is. But that wasn't a linear shadow length that we was measuring. We was measuring an exponential one, which means that we're on a curved Earth, and it matched up exactly to a ball Earth. Now, at the time...
Like everything does.
Yeah. At the time, I was a flat earther, so, I kind of said that only under certain conditions, it matches the flat Earth, so it's a flat Earth result win. Meaning, if you took 4 observations from the equator, you would get the same angle, but when you take them all around the world, it shows that it's pointing to a parallel light source far away. And Eratosthenes did 2 shadows, which only shows that the sun was far away. The moment you do 3 shadows, it shows you live on either a flat Earth or a ball Earth. And I did 6 shadows, and that concretely proves that the Earth is a ball.
See, this is where the geometric horizon, it becomes a killer. So if what you're saying is true, you've measured the ball, you have a radius.
Yeah.
That radius can be tested. And that's what flat earthers have been doing. They've been going out testing to see if that radius is correct. And they come back and find, well...
Yes. I had to come on TikTok to learn from from scientists and normal people, something really simple that anyone can do to test the radius. And that is, just look at the star Polaris, drive 69 miles and watch it go down 1 degree. That is the most simplest and quickest and cheapest thing for you to do. You've proven the radius of the Earth.
No, Riz, he's now going to say that Polaris is just apparent.
No, I'm
Did
not
gas
arguing.
deflect
I'm
off
not,
of your
I'm not
shadows
arguing
argument?
with what you're saying. You're saying you've measured the ball. You have a radius. The radius you've got is 3959. That's what you're telling us, right?
24,901 miles circumference.
Yeah, which is the radius of 3959 miles. So we can take that information and we can go out there. We can
We've
check
got
the
a caps
observer.
lock moron in the chat.
Bring me 100 pounds of pressure. Exactly.
Bring all the flat earth thing, the ones that want to argue, I'll destroy them, no worries.
Bring them
But
up.
gas
Bring
is
them up.
reasonable.
No
Me and
one
Gas-
ever requests that. It's only gas. Riz only came here to talk to some other dickhead that then didn't turn up. And then gas popped up, and I thought, oh, gas is all right. I don't mind talking to gas.
So Gas, one of the things you're saying right now is that, okay, you've measured this blah, 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 which is what I've done, and you can go and test it. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
And I've just said to you, you can measure Polaris, drive 69 miles. You can prove the globe is wrong if you drive 60 miles and Polaris drops 1 degree or doesn't drop half a degree or whatever. You will have shown that the radius or the curvature of the Earth is bigger than what they're saying. But the fact
Again,
that
I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I'm just listening to Globers. I'm saying, okay, you've got Polaris, you've got your measurements. The radius is 3959. That's all we care about.
Okay.
What are the numbers? Right?
Yeah, so let me give you 3 different things, all which make it impossible for me to kind of believe in flat Earth, because all of these things are showing me the Earth is curved. So I've given you the Eratosthenes experiment that I did, which is 6 shadow lengths, which proved that the Earth is curving at a constant rate and that the shadows are not linear, which would be on a flat Earth. Linear meaning 2 + 2 = 4, 4 + 4 = 8. That's simple calculation. That's what linear is. Non-linear is 2 + 2 = 5. We're not getting the right number. That's what's happening on a globe. Every measurement of the shadow further and further away is showing a different number that doesn't add up with a linear equation. Now, the other thing is Polaris, which I've mentioned. But the final one is the moon. You can take 2 different images of the moon, me and you. So I don't know if you're in Birmingham or further away, but I'm in Nottingham, you know where I am. And basically, we both take an image of the moon with the star next to it, and we can measure the small angle change between my image and your image with the same camera. So we both have to use the same camera, of course, and same focal length, same settings.
It's getting busy in here now.
Pardon?
It's getting busy in here.
Yeah. So we both measure the same picture, and we'll see a small deviation in the difference between the angle of that star that we're measuring next to the moon. And that will show us the radius and the distance to the moon as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, that shows that NASA's not lying when they say that we shoot radar or laser to the moon and we can measure the distance to the moon.
There's just too many whataboutisms when it comes
No, there's
to
no what. There's no what about gas. This is clear-cut science. It doesn't need to involve anyone else other than you and a flat Earth friend or you and a globe friend. And you can go test this without anyone else getting involved or relying on anyone else's information. The only thing I can say that I relied on was obviously I had people live streaming doing the experiment around the world, but the fact that it was being witnessed by hundreds of people at the time and that I was verifying everything they was doing and double checking everything that they was doing on live, speaking at the same time, proved that the experiment was sound. So what are you denying, Gas? Can you just tell me one thing? This is the only thing I want to know from you, Gas. Are you a flat earther due to religious reasons or due to you
Religious.
believing the earth is flat? Like,
No, I was religious and a glober, so it was nothing to do with the shape of the earth. I'm a flat earther because there's no measurable curvature anywhere.
None that you'll accept.
So can I just clarify? You're not a flat earther due to being a Christian or anything.
Yeah, but I was a flat. I was religious as a glober. So before 2014, I was a glober and
This
religious.
is so cringe. I hate this talk, right? I'm a glober, I'm a flat earther. So before you became a flat earther, you was like male, female, glober. Yes, glober. Now it's male, female, flat earther.
I
Yes,
was thinking
flat
about
earther.
space. I was thinking about space travel.
Why does it have to define? Why does it have to
thinking about
define
planets.
people's entire life.
Can I just... We glossed over something a second ago. Gas, your main, opener is we observe a flat plane, so obviously we're on a flat plane. Riz here says that he observed with a bunch of other people these measurements. He observed these things, measured these things. Okay. So moon, this. You say too many what ifs because it's observations?
No, I say great. You've given us a radius. We can work with that now. Now we have something to do. Flat earthers can go out there and triple check if the measurements that you've just given us are correct. So that means we stick something in the waters at around 6 miles. We go back to the shore. We 1 foot observe that, or a 6 foot observe that. We see if the horizon is beyond or in front of that object. If it's beyond, you were wrong. If it's where it's supposed to be, you were right.
You don't want to get into the ocean argument with me because I sailed in the Caribbean. I watched islands disappear, reappear.
He doesn't care.
You don't want to get into the ocean argument.
You don't. You're an expert on it. You claim to be an expert on everything. Everything he tells you, with any expertise, you'll just say, "Well, I don't believe it anyway." I've
never said that once. Why do you make things up? I've given you.
You literally said half an hour ago that all of the people on here, the surveyors doing the experiments, are doing it wrong.
No, I said they're making assumptions.
So you dismissed what they do for a living and just decide that it's wrong because it doesn't work.
They're just going with the presupposed idea that they're on a board.
So why wouldn't he be? Why would you not dismiss what he's saying?
Making assumptions and then assuming they're right is basically saying you're wrong.
I'm not making anything up then, am I?
No, but their language is, that must be because we're on a ball. Like, my observation means, I see a boat disappearing bottom first. That must mean because I'm on a ball. I see the sunset. That must mean because I'm on a ball. You're assuming your observations because you're on a ball. That's not science. That's not tools. That's not measurements.
Assume a flat Earth and do them then.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, atmospheric lensing.
Why does nobody do it? Why are there no flat Earth surveyors?
Because they probably lose their job.
Nobody assuming a flat Earth?
When flat earthers are arguing
their job, right? Because
flat Earth, like
they probably
you can see so far away.
Become a surveyor and do it yourself.
There probably are flat Earth surveyors, but they just can't come out and speak about it.
Oh God.
Why is it when you guys come up with an argument, say the distance, you see too far away, you then go and use globe math? Yeah. Make your own math that works with the flat Earth.
You gave us the numbers. You did the hard work. We're going to go out and check if what you say is true. Not difficult. If you're 6 foot, your horizon should be, according to your calculations, should be 3 miles away.
I'll go one better than that. Hold on a minute. I've invited.
Here's the problem with that is
person up.
When a majority of the flat earthers I've talked to, they'll say the 6 foot observer height, but then they don't take into account elevation. Now I know that you know about that. I've talked to you about this before.
6 foot from
she
sea
seems
level.
to be gone, Josh. I didn't get rid of her. She seems to be gone.
But not every observation is taken 6 foot from sea level.
Yeah, but we're talking about from 6 foot from sea level.
If you were to go based on 6 foot from sea level,
the horizon should be 3 miles away, according to your worldwide calculations that you did all around the world in all these different places. Your horizon should be 3 miles away.
I've told you this before, that your observable horizon changes based on variables in the atmosphere.
So where is that physical one? Where's the
Hold on a sec, Brody. Wait a sec. Briz has just said that he's got evidence for gas, so let's hear it.
Okay, so gas. Just 1 second. One of the evidences that I've first of all, I'll make this claim that every flat Earth observation of the horizon or long distance measurements has been false or fraudulent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And as a flat Earther, I used to believe what they used to tell me, and I used to go along with some of their measurements. But now that I've scrutinized every aspect of every flat Earth measurements, I've realized that they've been lying the entire time. Now, the latest one that's been coming out is this Chicago from Michigan, which is 80 miles. And because it was on the news, it proves it was real. And the flat earthers are really pushing. This is Angel, Nathan Thompson, all those idiots are pushing this so badly. Now, basically, I'm going to show you what they've been showing everyone and then prove it wrong right now for you. Let me just get the image up 1 second. Where's the image?
What you want? Do you want the big screen or?
Yes, please. Yeah. So this is the image. Hopefully it'll pop up. Sorry, just 1 second. It takes a second to load up on TikTok. Okay. So this is the observation that the news has reported 70, 80 miles away, on the low. And this is what they're using as proving that the Earth is flat, because the top of that tower should be hidden by like 600-700 feet of Earth curvature, and there's no way that we should be able to see that. If you put all the mathematical details in to Walter Bislin's Earth curve calculator, you'll see that that shouldn't be visible at all. The fact that it is either means that the Earth is flat or that there's something happening here. And what the flat earthers refuse to show you is that, one, their claim is from the beach, meaning on the edge of the beach, they're at sea level near enough, 6 feet observer height. They refuse to show you that the news report did a second report on this. They went back with the photographer, and the photographer showed them at beach level, I couldn't see any of this. I went up 250 feet on top of a tower to see this image, and I waited all morning. Now let me show you the next image. I'll just show it 1 second.
Are you deep sea diving at the moment, Riz?
Someone else is. Right. Here you go. So this is the image before that image came up, 250 meters up. This is what you call a superior mirage. It's inverted. And even though it's inverted, then it returns to like a normal image, what would appear to be, as if you're seeing it with your eyes straight forward. But it's actually an inferior mirage even on the other one. It's just refracted around a ducted area of cold air over the seawater. And so what you're seeing is the image 600 feet higher, and it's not due to the Earth being flat, but due to the Earth being curved and the air being cold. And so this destroys this 80-mile observation. So I just wanted to show everyone that flat earthers are lying using observations that are not real. So, and just to bring up that image again, this is what everyone's using. But you don't have to keep me big screen. Gas, what do you have to say? That
so those buildings are meant to be behind this much curvature. You're not meant to see any of the buildings at all because they're meant to be below the horizon. So the fact that you can see the buildings, that's why they were on the news, because you were not meant to be able to see them. That's the point.
But, so what do you have to say?
It's like he's listening, but not.
Yeah. So what do you have to say, Gas? That the photographer went back with the news station and showed them the exact location he took the picture from, which was on a really tall mountaintop. And he said, I could not see the buildings initially. Then I got an inverted image, and then I got this image. Meaning
that's just refraction normally.
Yes.
But you could
that's the reason why you see this image. Refraction, not due to the Earth being flat.
That second image was the buildings being refracted upside down. But then when you can see them, when Joshua Nowicki took the picture, he saw the buildings. That's why it made the news, because you were not meant to see them. They're meant to be so much below the curvature, not just a little bit.
Yeah.
You do know that refraction allows us to see a little bit past the curvature,
They're meant
correct?
to be completely obstructed by the curve.
Gas.
Do you see every single building or only the tall ones?
see the entire line, the sky view. Look.
The other is all underwater.
No, you
according to
see the
Gas.
tall ones.
Yeah. And when Joshua...
Be honest. Be honest.
And you can only see actually
The
one
entire
building.
skyline, look. You can see it there. Straight across. All across the skyline.
That's an entire...
Does anybody have a picture of the skyline from like 3 miles away compared to however long that is? I can guarantee you there's some short, old-ass buildings you don't see.
Yeah, but in this image, the one that he took, you could see the entire skyline. And you were not supposed to.
Gas,
And then the next day, you could see what?
Yeah.
Look, there you go. Look, you can see all the buildings across, and all the buildings are meant to be below your so-called curvature.
Why can't you see that every day?
Because it's so far away. It's 60 miles away.
Why can you see different amounts of the building every day?
It's 60 miles away. That's miles away. You're not going to see that.
Can you just
constantly.
answer the question?
Atmospheric
let me
conditions.
ask
Ask
it in
how
a
far
different
away
way
it
that he
was.
might understand.
Atmospheric conditions. Just like
Exactly.
the world
Do
record,
you know
just like the world
what
record photograph. it's
requirements
meters
for
miles,
long-distance
can only be seen
photography
twice
are?
a year in France because of the atmospheric conditions.
Say again, Broody.
Do you? I'll say. I know you're saying atmospheric conditions, but do you know the very specific requirements for long-distance photography?
No.
Just 1 second. What cast? You got a dirty Israeli here. I'm not going to be on the live with that dirty dog. Yeah.
Who?
So
Who?
the guest round whoever he is.
Why? What's wrong? What did he do? Let us all know.
He's an IDF soldier. He's a motherfucker. Simple as.
What's
I
that?
don't know. I don't know who it is.
Talking about
Yeah, that's why he's got in his
IDF.
profile. I don't...
What does he mean? What's going on?
I think he said something about Israeli, so
Yeah, he's an IDF soldier. I don't hang around with those motherfuckers. I'm dropping.
I want to be
Talking about
careful
me.
with the words too. So
Okay. I've never had
Is
those
that,
conversations
is
in
that
here. so-
conflict? Is that a Middle Eastern conflict going on there?
Don't know what's going on. But.
Okay. So yeah, basically, essentially, you can come up with all the. We went around the world. We've measured to the moon. We've done with theodolites. You give us a number. You give us a radius. That means we can go out there as individuals, civilians, can whip out their cameras, and we can do calculations. We can put the camera at 6 foot. We can put it at 1 foot. We can put it at 3 foot. That means your geometric horizon will be at a set distance. If it's not at that set distance, then it means your calculations were wrong, and you need to go back and figure out how big your ball is.
here's the thing: it's one of two things.
But again,
Either
you don't
our
take
calculations are wrong.
refraction into account. You're talking about. Give me a second, Brute. You're talking about the horizon.
Oh, am
and
I
what
allowed to
see,
talk to you because
but
you're
ignore
IDF or
the
something? You're
effects of
IDF. I
refraction.
don't know if I can talk to you. Do you support a group or something? Are you a cult? In a cult?
Stop being a crybaby and stick to the topic.
Oh, it doesn't bother me. I'm not part of anything. Go. I was just saying because Riz was like complaining, weren't he? He was like, So I don't know what's going on. Look, now he's supporting me. I don't know what's
I
going
don't
on.
know. I don't have any beefs on here, so I don't know who anybody is. Just everyone's. As long as people
All
stick
right,
to this topic, I've got no issue.
I don't know what's going on. So unless I know the full story, I can't judge. So go ahead. What's your proof of a globe? What's his name? Root.
I don't know.
Round Israel.
Round. Hello. All right, Zamboni, got to say anything?
Yeah, I was just going to try to correct them. The distance between Warren Dunes and the Willis Tower is like 52 miles.
Well, whatever
Just
it
wanted
is,
to
the distance, 50
wanted to
miles,
correct
60
it.
miles, whatever the distance is, it's a long
And
way
the
away.
and the distance of the elevation of that picture was about MSL was 597. I'm sorry, 720 some feet. And that's MSL, and the Willis Tower at ground level is about 597 feet. So you got to put that in consideration with the altitude of the tower that could be seen, which I'm going to do the math and I'll put it on the Walter Bisland's calculator.
Yeah, again, look, you've got the calculator, and that's what the calculator's for.
Hold on a minute. No, Gas. You said to me earlier, if you use the calculator, it will back you up. Now you're saying, yeah, you don't listen to the calculator.
No, I didn't say that. I said, now you've got the calculator.
Well, see, here's the thing, what is because Gas,
Therefore, the
you
calculator's
quoting
there, you can do
something without
calculations.
bringing up the entire argument. You were saying it was like 80 miles. He's saying it's like 50 some miles.
I said 59
that is a
miles.
huge difference.
I said 59 miles. That's what I've got on screen. If it's 50 miles, fine. 9 miles off. Whatever.
So I'll be back. I'm going to do some math.
All right, mate.
No, all right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I said
It just seems
59
really dishonest when you guys start an argument with incomplete data and then jump to a conclusion based on misunderstood data.
Whatever the miles, there should be a geometry involved. If there's no geometry involved, it's just, you're just guessing where the position is.
Let me just say something to you, Gas, here. What he's just said there, this is the thing, my biggest problem with flat earthers and why I find their argument incredibly unconvincing, is that your standard of evidence, what you accept, is literally anything that proves you right, but nothing at all that proves you wrong. Case in point, this Steve situation, right? There's endless evidence of live streams of Will addressing him and everyone with screenshots and all of this other stuff. And you just say, no, fake, not good enough for me. You
Well, I
then
didn't
come on
say
here to
fake.
wait. Then you come on here today and you say, I watched a video that Steve put out last night and all the evidence is there. That's good enough for you.
No, I watched Fight the Flat Earth, obviously, and I did say to you initially, I wish I was on the show with him because I would have defended Steve, because Fight the Flat Earth wasn't letting him talk. And the main clause, he was focused on, oh, you said you blocked him. Oh, you said don't call him. So what? That's irrelevant. He could have blocked him. He could have threw his phone on the drain. It could have been anything. The point was he was meant to call him. That's the agreement. So that means Will's meant to get on the blower, 12 o'clock.
Okay, so if that was the agreement, why did Steve throw a massive hissy fit like a
Doesn't matter.
5-year-old because he didn't call him on the first
Irrelevant.
day? You
Irrelevant.
saw, it's not irrelevant. You
Of course it's
saw on
irrelevant.
that, no, it's not. And you don't even want me to finish my sentence because
No,
you
you
know
can.
it's
I'm
not.
just saying.
He said to him on the conversation that they showed that he would call him at midnight. They'd never agreed on a day. In fact, they played around with a couple of days in the conversation. It's all there. You've watched it,
That's
right?
worse for
so
Will.
why? No, listen. So why did Steve throw a massive fucking tantrum like a baby on night one when he didn't call him, when he never agreed to call him that day? He agreed to call him during the time that they're there, right? So he said, during the time that we're there, I will call you at midnight, because he didn't call him on the first night. He threw a hissy fit and then turned his fucking phone off. And for you, that is good enough that the
No.
whole thing was fake. Do you realize
Well-
how ridiculous a position that is for you to take?
Again, if this was in court,
It looks like manufactured
this
outrage.
was in court. The
That's what it
client
looks
could
like.
show that he didn't block him. He didn't turn the phone off. He waited for that phone call.
Why did he
And
throw a tantrum? Why did he
doesn't-
throw a tantrum
it
when they
doesn't
didn't
matter.
agree on a day?
It
If I
doesn't
said to you, Gas, at some point between today and Friday, I'm going to give you a call, and I didn't call you tomorrow, would you send me a babyish fucking text saying, I don't want to speak to you anymore because you didn't call me when you said you would? You'd give me till Friday, wouldn't you? Right? That's what a normal adult would do, right? Yes or no?
Doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
It
That's-
completely
that is
matters.
irrelevant in the-
They
in-
didn't agree on a day, but yet that is good enough evidence
won't
to
let me
you that the
respond now.
whole thing is fake.
You won't let me respond now. You said they didn't agree on a date. That's good. So that
That's
means
true,
they had-
right?
Yes. So that means
So
So that means Will had 3 to 4 days to call him, regardless of outside forces. Doesn't matter.
Would
it doesn't matter.
you
It doesn't
send-
matter if it doesn't matter about the hissy fit. It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
it does.
No, it
because
doesn't.
the hissy fit is the reason he didn't call him again, because he
No.
was acting like this guy doesn't want to talk to me anymore,
He doesn't
and
know
he
if that
blocked
was
the
Steve.
number.
He doesn't even know if that was Steve. It was a message. He should have called him and said, "Hold on a second. Is that actually you? Let me."
What? So
double-
now someone pretended to be Steve and sent him that message. Is
I'm
this
saying
really your
Will
defense?
I'm sorry.
No,
Wait.
the deal was to call.
A number that he was texting and calling and established as Steve.
Could have been his wife.
Now you don't know if it's
Could have
Steve.
been the wife. Could have been his
Fucking
niece.
hell.
Could have been his grand. It doesn't matter about the text. The agreement before
You're
they left.
just proving my point. I don't need to say anything else. Everything I've just said, you've just proved. Any
Well, the
evidence
agreement was to
Steve
call. If he
said.
doesn't call-
So now you're saying it could have been his niece that did it. His niece
No,
might have
I'm
got hold of
saying he
Steve's
doesn't
phone
know
and thrown a
that. The
tantrum.
text is irrelevant. It's not talking to Steve.
Totally relevant.
The agreement was a video call with Steve. Will didn't
No
try to
date
do
given.
that. Will didn't
During
try once to call him.
during the trip. Not any
Yeah.
night given.
Yeah,
during the trip.
Will did not do that once. Did not
Because
call
he
him.
threw the fit and he tried to message
Who
him.
cares about the fit?
The message
Make
was
the
there.
call.
Go watch the video again. The message was
I
there.
know about the
I'm
hissy fit.
sorry,
I know about the
Steve.
hissy fit.
I'm sorry,
The hissy-
Steve. Do you want me to try again tonight? No response. Red message not delivered.
The hissy
What is
fit
he
is
supposed to
you-
keep trying? What's he supposed to go? Come on, Steve. Please forgive me. I'll definitely do it tonight. I'll definitely do it tonight. Steve wanted the message, right? Steve wanted it. He wanted the live call. Why didn't he pursue it? Why did
he
he
had to
instead
do-
throw a
when he-
tantrum
when he was
and then
live-
ignore all of the calls?
They had numerous phones when he was live.
Because he wanted
When he was
manufactured
live saying, "Hey Steve," he could have said, "I'm going to call you right now to show the world that I'm live right now. I know you've thrown a hissy fit, but I'm going to call you anyway just to prove that we're here and it's live and the sun is up."
And if he'd done that, you'd believe the whole thing was legit, that Whitsit
Yeah,
and
if you've got
Jerem
that
wasn't
live call, if you've
Shields.
got the live call, yes, you can't deny a live call. You're live. I can't deny
You're
you.
denying a live stream. It's the same thing.
No, he had no contact with the outside world.
You're absolutely insane. You don't
Flat
believe
Earthers
this
are not gonna-
shit you're
we're not going to
saying.
accept nonsense.
You
Why-
don't
why are we
believe
gonna-
what you're
Why
saying
are we going to
yourself.
accept half-witted evidence? You need
You
to
don't
make the
half-witted. Live streams of the sun at midnight.
been recorded.
It's
You
not
don't know if it-
half-witted.
you don't
It's
know if
not
it was
recorded. He was interacting with the chat. I've told you this 52 times.
call. Yeah, you don't. You can't.
I was on the chat watching people
Whether it's
type.
recorded or
people
not,
that
it
I
doesn't
know.
matter if it's
people
alive.
that I know, and he was responding to them.
What do you mean it doesn't matter if it's recorded? He recorded the daytime sun at 12 midday and said, "Hey, look, this is midnight." That was a lie. If he'd have called on a WhatsApp call, they had the connection. He had 4 days to make that call. He didn't make.
Do you
he didn't
think a
even try.
jury? You keep mentioning court, and this wouldn't stand record. Do you think a jury would believe you right now? Would take
Yeah,
take
because
your
the
side with this
deal was
feeble
that
drivel that
The
you're coming out
contract
with?
was, the verbal agreement was to make the call on any given day. That didn't happen.
Yes,
That's
because
it.
he threw a tantrum on day one, and then he offered to
Irrelevant.
do it again.
Did he
It's
hear him
not
make a
irrelevant.
tantrum?
That's exactly why it didn't happen.
Did-
He got called on it and
did
sat there
Will-
like a bellend and couldn't even answer, and tried to make
Will-
out that somehow they'd doctored the fucking tape of him saying.
Was that through a call or through text?
What are you
Was it
talking
through a
about?
call? Was the hissy fit through a call?
He
or
texted
through
him a
text?
hissy fit.
So
Yep.
it was texted, right? So,
Yes.
so that doesn't matter. Because we don't know who made the texts, whether we did or we didn't is irrelevant because the agreement
that's
was
just ridiculous.
the
Someone
agreement was
stole his
make
phone
the
and
call.
sent a hissy fit in his place.
I'm not saying that happened. The point is, it
don't
doesn't-
say it
it's
at all then,
irrelevant what happened
'cause it sounds
outside
ridiculous.
You are
of the
saying that's what
agreement.
happened. You're literally saying that's what happened.
No, I'm saying it doesn't matter outside the agreement. We don't know. We can speculate all sorts of stuff. The agreement was make the call. 4 days to make the call. He didn't do it once. He made a lie. He lied, said he blocked him. Lied, said he did this. Lied, said he couldn't get through. There's no evidence of this. He couldn't prove it in court, and Steve would be able to prove this in court. That he didn't block him. His phone was there, ready, available for that court. Very simple. That's what we're not going to take half-witted evidence.
So you're just so what you mean is yes, I do accept absolutely anything that backs my opinion, but not anything at all that doesn't. That's literally what you're just confirming. But
Well, why do they even go down there? They've already got time lapses from last year and the year before that we don't accept. So why go again? Do the
Oh,
same
we're like,
thing?
no, those are fake. And then
So
y'all
why
were
go
like,
down and do
well,
the same
go
thing?
down
What's the
there and
point
prove
with
it.
today's technology
And then,
to go down and
Oh
do
my
the same. We got Starlink for the first time, and they failed to do it. It's ridiculous. So no
You know they
flat
have
earther that I know. I don't know any
I noticed
flat
you keep
earther
bringing
that
up the
say
time
yes.
lapse though.
Sorry.
But gas pressure, you keep bringing up the time lapse. Do you know that they have the first ever 24-hour sun non-time lapse? It's on
24
YouTube. You can watch the whole 24 hours if you want to sit there and watch it.
What, a continuous 24 hours?
Yes, continuous.
What's the channel name? What's the link?
It,
You
it's
just
them,
said
the TFE,
You
the
just said
experiment.
it's continuous. This is the lies of the globe. This is what we have to put up with. What's the channel where it's
on there. The final experiment. YouTube.
is the final experiment.
What's the channel? What's the video called? The full 24 hours.
Yep, it's
The
in three
first
parts.
ever 24
No, he didn't say
hour
that. He said it's
non-time lapse.
continuous.
Yeah, because you can't
The
post a
first
24-hour
ever-
video on
So
YouTube.
he lied.
But you
No,
can't
the
physically
video
do it. What
is
do you want him to change
the video
everything?
is- The video is continuous. The upload is in different sections. That's like you saying that something's not real because there's a commercial in between it.
Yeah, if they cut to
That
a
movie,
commercial, there's something dodgy.
I didn't watch the whole movie
Oh,
because there was a
that's
commercial
why
in between it.
that's
So
why the Super Bowl
that's
is
the kind of
fake.
nonsense we have to put up with making live.
Yeah, the
There
Super
is
Bowl
no
is fake because they have
continuous
commercials.
first 24
It's not all
hours.
continuous.
Gas, it's not possible to have a
It's
24-hour
the
video on
full
YouTube.
They could have done it to Kick. They could have done it to Twitter. Twitter. They could have done it to Twitch. They could have done it
A
to
24-hour
Rumble.
Twitter?
On
A
Rumble
24-hour on Twitter?
on Twitch, you can, because there was a girl who streamed for 3 years.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is the thing. They still got the video. So why don't you
for the
suggest
world
that to them so
record
they
of
can
the
put it up?
longest ever stream?
Okay, this is what
3
I'll do
years.
then.
She hasn't cut
This
the
is what I'll do
stream.
then. I'll take out the sections. I'll put the video back together, and then
Yeah, then
I'll
that's
upload it to
edited.
Twitch.
Edited nonsense.
So you
That's not
can't do
edited.
that then. So it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't
No,
exist.
no. If you put a commercial in
Guys,
between,
can
it
you
makes
just
it
be
fake.
honest and say that nothing that any sorry, there's a truck.
I've told
Nothing
you what's
anybody
required. I've told you
does
what was
is good
required.
enough.
It's very simple. How hard is it to go boop, 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 boop.
Okay,
Hey, Steve,
guys,
I'm
guys,
live.
there is a
Put the camera on.
24-hour non-time lapse because you guys don't understand what a time lapse is. Like I seen a video of somebody saying, "Oh, look, how did that table appear?" Because it's a time lapse of
Kayvon.
24 hours.
Kayvon, he doesn't.
Pictures.
Kayvon, he doesn't care about that. He's still pinning everything on Steve.
Yeah, that's the most.
You know
shit.
what? I feel like I know why Steve didn't call. Because he would get shut down just like the other flat earthers that went down there.
Well,
he
it's not
would be,
just Steve.
oh, you're not a flat earther. You're
Yeah, that's
fake."
the point.
Austin promised and live stream. So like
Who
one would go
cares?
for 8 hours, and then they would
Who
switch
cares?
over
That,
to
but this
Darren
is
for 8
the
hours.
this is the problem with that.
They didn't do that either because the sun
This is
set.
the problem with that, though. Say what? I'll take for an example. Looney Tune is in the comments, right? Looney Tune in the comments. Wattcast is up here. If Wattcast has to tell something to Looney, he can say it on here on the live and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, Looney, blah 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 blah." He can hear him, and
Yeah.
that's what he did.
That's
he
exactly
said
what he did.
Steve during the live and called him out. What would be different if he called on the phone right now, Looney, or if he just told him right
Yeah,
now
but how
while
can
Looney's
Steve
watching?
verify? Yeah, but how can Steve verify?
Steve could have verified by watching the
Steve
live.
can
He was
verify-
apparently so interested in it and wanted the evidence. So why didn't he watch the live when they live streamed?
so
Yeah,
did
but
he-
how could
did he not
how could
watch the
Steve
live?
Verify it's not a recording.
Man, you love Steve.
Yeah.
Is Steve your uncle or something?
Yeah.
Like I don't get it.
No, because that was a
Is
key
Steve the
part to
all-knowing?
convincing the flat Earth that something is real.
Convince
by
him,
live
but what
streaming it,
convinces
real
you?
time.
You're not Steve.
This is not a
you're
moon
saying that's to
landing.
convince.
It's
You're
the
saying
sun.
that's
Put the camera
guys.
on.
You're saying
Show
that's
us
to,
the sun.
you're saying that's to convince
if
Steve.
he did get a call
he needed
from
to call him
Steve,
to call. To
you
convince
guys would have
Steve.
just said it's a recording of his phone put through the gallery or some shit. You would not have been genuine and said,
Steve
"Oh yeah,
is the
that's a
best
call
evidence."
from Steve." This is clearly just a CGI
Yeah,
superimposed
look, hold on a
image
second.
on his
Yeah, so
phone.
for me, what was required for me was a live stream, a lengthy live stream of when the sun went around. They didn't do that. For Steve,
They did that.
He wanted that call to make sure that they were live.
But why
at
do you keep
midnight.
bringing up Steve? You're not Steve.
Because that is the key element.
Steve is not a key element. Steve
Well,
is
no,
one
not
guy.
Steve particularly, but the call. It could have been anyone. Wixit could
Okay,
have called
all right,
anyone
all right.
at 12
So a
midnight.
live-
He
so
didn't
a
do
live
that.
at the same
Wixit was
time
on
for
Discord the
thousands.
entire time and didn't put his camera on once. Why do you think?
Alive.
Wixit
Alive
was
to
on
thou-
Discord the
who
entire
cares
time.
Alive.
Who
to
cares?
thousands of
Witsit's a
people.
liar. Who cares what Witsit says? He's full of shit. He always has been.
Well, the point is that none of them. Jaren could have done it. McToon, he called Nathan at the wrong time. Why didn't he call him? Put the camera on at
My
midnight?
bad. He called it. You know what? You know what needed to be happen is
So people were calling people back in England.
Gas would have had to
but
be
not
the director
verified.
of everything. Oh, look at the plane that proves that there's not a green screen.
3 different views of the same area.
The
From
nice
3
little
different
drone.
people.
Yeah, it starts beeping
At the
when
same
it gets
time.
towards the.
So, Gas, this proves this is not green screen because you got 3 different cameras, 3 different people looking at the same person, Will
We're not
Duffy.
claiming green screen.
Yeah, I think
What are
Gas
you
has
claiming?
dropped that one. He's now
they are,
saying
though.
the Gas's argument. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gas, but Gas's argument, what he's made today, is he believes that they was there, that the
Steve.
sun was there for 12 hours, but then they
Or
just cut
whatever
it
it
because
was, might have been longer, but you know.
they cut it because it's
Okay.
set, and then they just re-looped it again, even though the people are walking
I've
around
got
on
that
the
on my
ice.
channel. I've got it on my channel where they.
Okay,
loop
so
the sun.
if he believes in that it's 12 hours, then can you explain
will
why
not be
why
giving
he's
you
going
Well, I don't know if it
why
was
he's
12
going to
hours
the
exactly, but it could have been 18
All right,
hours.
regardless.
It could have been
All right.
He says
16 hours.
So he
Okay,
says
let me just finish.
I'm saying they took the first sun of the first day, and then
Let
when
me
it's
just
set,
finish.
they used that sun for the
Yeah,
second.
but why
part.
is it going? Why is it going to the left?
The sun stretches and wobbles. That's where the exchange.
No. But why is it
no,
going
it
to? Why is
doesn't.
it going
Oh
to the
my
left?
god, did you just say that?
Gas.
Have you not seen
Why
it
is
with
it
the
going
sun
to the
stretch?
left?
Yes, I've seen it, and
Gas.
I've seen the explanation,
When
and you
have
don't
you
know
ever
anything
seen the
about
sun
cameras.
stretch before?
But,
Gas.
you know,
Why
I
is
could
it
get
going-
Josh
why is
up,
it
and then
going
you
to
just
the
tell him
left,
he doesn't know
Gas?
anything about photography. So.
Gas. Why is it going to the left?
It's not. It was set.
The sun is going to the left. We seen the video. You said the video's real.
No, I didn't say the video was real. I said the first half of the video. It doesn't
The
go.
first half of the video,
So
why
hold on,
is the
let me
sun going to
explain.
the
I'm
left?
Let me
gonna
explain.
do this.
Let me explain. So it doesn't go behind the mountain ever. That's
Why
the
is
point.
it going to the left?
It's not going to the left.
Okay, can somebody show the video, please? He doesn't seem to know what left is.
Hold up. I just had a thought. If they're in Antarctica, yeah, which you've said that they did go there, right? And they just recorded half the day,
They're not
right?
looking at the actual sun the whole way around.
It's going
That's what
behind
they
the
get.
mountain, Gas.
Oh, look at the sun going to the left.
So they don't see a sun at this moment. This is not the actual sun. This is the
Oh
replica.
my gosh, Gas. How can you say that, Gas?
Jesus Christ, he has
Go
no
to my
shame in sounding
video. Go to my
ridiculous.
channel, and I'll show you how.
Nobody wants to go to your channel, man.
reflecting off of the
Exactly. You don't want
dome?
to see the truth. That's the point. This is a replicated sun,
Yeah.
with the same flares and the same
Oh,
cloud.
you have the true
You
video.
said it was
of
the real
fake
sun a
video.
minute ago.
Yes,
Hey,
in
now
the
they've got
daytime.
dark.
In the
How are
daytime.
they replicating suns?
So look, now it's gonna look at this camera. This camera starts to go back on itself. Watch this camera. That's now when the transition happens.
Right. So
When
what
that
about all the
camera
people
starts-
moving around? That's completely different to what it was before.
Yeah, they don't see the sun. They're just in the shot.
Gas. Why is it going to the left?
It's edited.
They don't see the sun. They just have shadows that are in
hold on,
relation
just-
to the
just
sun.
two
It's just one.
seconds.
It's just a simple. It's a simple question. Why is it going to the
I've
left?
just told you it's edited that way.
So is it
It's
Gas? Is
edited to
it,
go
is
to
it
the
the
left.
real Gas? Is it the real sun or is it like a fake sun?
Right. They were in two places. This is what you've got to get. They were in close to the mountain. Then they drove 5 hours or a mile away, couple of miles away to another location, and that's where they start to do their trickery.
Imagine just making all this stuff
why,
up.
do you know why? Do you know why they moved to a different location?
Because they said the sun would go below the mountain.
Yeah, and then if that had happened, what would you have said?
Yeah, but the point is that was a different location.
So they had to move. They had to move so nobody could say that the
Yeah, but
sun's
you
gone
don't
behind the
see
mountain.
them actually.
2
What
seconds.
Jaren-
I just want to address something you said. I've brought Josh up for a reason here. So, Josh, explain to Gas. You probably have on other lives why the sun appeared to be squished in between certain clips.
It's a 360 camera. So there's 2 lenses, and where the camera splices the 2 together, you get the effect of the sun squishing. It doesn't just happen with the sun. It happens with anything on those cameras where the 2 views are overlaid together. It's an effect of the 360 camera. It's actually proof that they used a 360 camera to shoot it.
Yeah, it's proof that they edited it.
Yeah, Josh, you don't know anything about photography. Gas knows everything about photography.
Oh, Josh would know exactly how they did it. You think he would tell
so
you?
why won't you listen to him then?
No, he knows exactly how they fake.
Gas is right. Will Duffy paid both myself.
No, you're not getting paid. If you know about photography,
No, I'm totally
and
getting
film,
paid.
you
I mean,
know what
I
they
don't
did
do
and
this
how they
shit
did
for
it. You
free,
would
Gas.
never
I'm a
reveal
professional.
that secret. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, Will Duffy paid both myself and Whitsitt
He
and
didn't do
Jaron.
any of that. I'm saying any photographer, anyone who works with computers, knows how they faked it. They don't get paid.
Sounds like cognitive dissonance to me, mate.
They don't get paid for it. They just know the tricks of the trade. So you looking at that, Josh, would know all the tricks of the trade.
Well, this
Gas,
isn't
I
a
have
trick.
literally
It's just
heard
a
you
camera
say
trick.
Yeah, but you're not going to
that
tell
they've used
people
green
the truth.
screen. They've used the
So
LED
what are you babbling
panels,
about?
studios. I've heard you say so many different things. Pick one.
He's really cool in person, Nathan. You know, it's not like that when you're around him.
Brody,
What's that?
the thing is, if he doesn't
Nathan's
pick
really
one,
cool
then
when
it's
you're around
harder for us to like defeat his position. You know what I mean? Like if he just makes a
I've been in panels
bazillion
with
claims,
you,
then
and you
we're
Who
not
else
gonna
is out?
cover
do a
it.
great
Cave on.
job curb stomping this
These
guy.
are not just my claims. Which flat earther have you spoke to that has said,
on.
"Yep, I believe that's a 24-hour sun"? Josh,
Hold
no.
on,
Jaron and Whitsitt.
Oh, right, sorry, fine. I was
Yeah,
wondering,
well-
if Cave on, have you got background doors as well? I was going to say mute, but you've already muted. Yeah, go on, Gas. What was you saying?
So I'm saying in the lives, not Jaron and Whitsitt, of all the lives that you go into, Cave on, as well. Which other flat earthers are like, yeah,
David Weiss.
This is no. He says it was fake.
No, he said they went there and they
To be
saw.
fair,
what
they don't
saw.
really
Yeah, but he said the sun was fake.
Have you seen, Josh, I don't know if you're aware, have you seen Weiss's latest video explaining this? He's trying to claim that they beamed a fake sun from different points in the mountains. He says they were there, but like they moved... Oh fuck! They moved it across the to sky to some point, and then they replaced it with the next beam and continued it on, and that's why it appeared to be squishing as it was going round. And then when asked,
plausible.
yeah, exactly. And then when asked where the actual
Great for
sun
a
was,
Batman comic.
like for a start, he started by saying, "I can't believe how blue the sky was. It was a miracle. They obviously cleared the sky with the weather modification that they've got, so we'd be able to see the sun." And then he ended it when asked what happened to the real sun. He said, "Well, it was distorted by clouds. Oh, the clouds that wasn't there a minute ago, and now you're saying there was all clouds hiding the sun because it didn't come up high enough." People actually listened. Even Gas doesn't believe that, but that was Weiss's explanation. He thinks they were there, but he believes that Jaron and Whitsitt, because he doesn't want to fall out with them, he believes Jaron and Whitsitt were tricked by the laser sun. That's what he said.
Yeah. Well, as long as we all agree that they faked it, because that's what they do. That's what NASA, the globe people, the globe side. Yeah, I'm just saying, like the government, the system.
It's weird how none of you can come up
Whenever
with
it
a
comes to the
plausible
globe
explanation
or
on
proving
how
the
it was
globe,
fake, though.
you have to fake it. You can't just do it genuine.
It's weird how you can't come up with a plausible explanation on how it was faked. We got to use like
Just a
lasers
computer
and shit.
program. Just a computer program. It's not a big deal. You know that, Josh. Just a simple.
So how do you fake it in the
could
computer
do this
program?
on
Guess?
Unreal
Guess,
Engine.
Walk us through it.
Unreal Engine.
Let me
Unreal
show you-
Engine.
Gas, have a look at this. This is a 4K video from Dave McKeegan. Look at this camera. You can do a 360, change it any way you want. I'm going to zoom in on this reflection showing the land moving as the camera's rotating. And also when people come in the way, you'll see the reflection of the people in that camera. And that's just on the glass reflection. So that's impossible to do via CGI or with...
Yeah, no one's disputing that. They were there. I'm not saying they weren't there. They did go to Antarctica. No one's disputing.
Okay, but it's a 24-hour video. You're saying it's not a 24-hour sun. This is entire 24
They're
hours.
not looking at the actual sun. This is not the actual sun.
It is. You can actually
What's
see the
lighting them?
rays changing as they're moving on the camera lens. And you can see the shadows changing as the sun's moving.
Yeah, and there are lots of shadows that are inconsistent also.
There's no shadows that are not
It's
inconsistent.
all on my channel. We've debunked it all. Every little aspect. People have looked right through this, combed through it, and they found
Difference
every
between
single
debunking
anomaly.
and misunderstanding.
Every
Just so you
anomaly
know.
has been found.
So
That is why they refuse to release any more
Gas, can
footage.
you So with all of your vast knowledge on analyzing these things, can you
Yep.
please walk us
hmm
through it step by step so
Yep.
we know how to fake this in the future? Teach the class on faking it, please, with your vast knowledge
Like I
on
said, there
analyzing
are
this stuff.
tons and tons of. You should check out You Think on YouTube. You Think.
Weird how you're not answering my question.
Well, I'm giving you a
Can you
source.
walk us through step by step? So the first thing you do is this, and then you do that, and then you do this. Walk us through step by step on how to fake it with your vast knowledge of analyzing
Well,
these things,
again,
please.
it's very simple. You need cameras. You need to get landscape. So you need to get
Okay,
around.
so I
You
have
need to
a
take.
camera.
Let me
I
explain.
have a
Why? If you're going to
camera and a
interrupt me, if you're
landscape.
going to keep
Now
interrupting me,
describe
I'm
how
not.
we
Well, I'm not
fake
doing
it.
it. If you're going to keep interrupting me, I'm not going to explain.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
you're not
funny.
going to explain it
Let him,
anyway. We
Let
already
me
know that
explain,
because
and
you
then
have
when
no idea how.
afterwards, if I'm
Josh,
wrong,
I fancy a laugh. Let him explain
oh,
it.
let me have a bash
Fair
at
enough,
this.
fair
How they
enough.
would do it, right? So again, very simple. You go there previously or on the day or wherever it is. You get the landscape. You get the cameras to get the landscape all around, and then you upload that onto a computer, right? Then you get the sun. You track it through the day, right? So now you've got the sun. You've got the landscape. You get that sun onto a computer. And then you just use Unreal Engine to wrap around in a cylinder of some type, like a round cylinder, and then you just do the 360. It's not that difficult, yeah, something like that to that effect.
Okay, so walk us through
How
step
many
by step
passes
what
do
we
you
do
make
once
to
we're.
capture the landscape?
Well, no, I'm curious now. So now we have
I'm going to
two
get an
videos.
actual video that explains it perfectly. All right.
Okay, so now we have two videos. Yes, and why would you need a video to explain this with all of your vast knowledge? So we open up Unreal Engine and we have
You've got a new guest in here. What, Cass?
It's got to steal other people's content first.
weird.
Well,
So
I'm
now
just
we have
documenting what's
two
out there.
videos. Now we have two. Guess I know you want to run away from this
No,
question.
I'm
Now
going
we
to
have
show you exactly how. Go on, tell
no,
me.
don't show me. Just explain it because I want your vast knowledge. I want it coming from you.
I'm not an expert. You should
So
know.
then
You know
why
exactly
are you
how they do it.
claiming?
Gas,
So then,
I told Josh to let you speak. Now let Josh speak, please.
Okay. He's
yeah,
asking
so
me questions.
if you're not an expert in this, why are you claiming that's how it was done?
He's asking you a question. Let him finish asking the damn question.
Fair enough.
It's weird to me when people say, "Yeah, I'm not an expert. I don't know how it was done, but I know this is how it was done."
Yeah, I'm going to show you.
You're gonna show me. My guess is you wouldn't even know the first thing to do if you opened up Unreal Engine. You just know the name of the program and have never used it yourself.
You've heard of Psych and another
I've heard
program.
of Sight.
Psych.
Psych.
I've heard the word psych before.
Like the TV show. I love that show.
Here we go. Look, let me get the big screen a quick sec. I want to show exactly how they did it, right? It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, here we go. Right, okay, I'll give you the big screen. Let's see what's
And things can't bend around you. Right, as we see in the footage. Things will move against you.
Hold on, give it a second. Watch this.
And the table can't bend. Mountains can't bend around you. They must keep their same. North and south and east and west must be the same. So you see this bending? It's because they're using a psych. So we're going to discuss what that is.
Josh gets all this.
So
This is above your head.
You're claiming they're using a psych wall?
on the left,
Do you know what a psych wall is?
around, so I'm going to take
I don't think this guy knows what a psych wall is.
He's an expert.
I think at this point he needs to go to a
Go
psych
to his
ward.
channel. He's called You
so
Think.
the table
You
stretches.
Think on
So
YouTube.
the camera stretches and bends.
But so
I'm gonna
far, it's
save your
weird how this
blushes.
doesn't match
All it is a
any
computer
of the
program.
video
It's
we
not that
actually
big.
have.
You
Very
actually
simple
brought that
stuff.
up as evidence.
Yeah, it's just a
right, okay,
computer
Tron.
program.
Okay, Tron was saying in the comments that he knew this was fake as well. So let's let him speak. Yeah.
Yeah, good day, everybody. First time on your chat. Yes, just as sure as I say anything, I'm sure Josh is going to try to take the high ground by being the camera expert. But Yes, from the very first day, the first vids when they were put out or leaked, which we haven't gotten everything, very little has come out. And I'm waiting for the movie that Will Duffy said he was in fact making. So when the movie comes out, then we can take a look at all that and all the.
It wasn't Will that said that. It was the other guy that was the
No,
movie
I was
maker.
right. I was on chats right with Will Duffy and Jonathan, who took it down there. Who was the actual
Jonathan was the one
so-called
making the movie,
producer, the filming of it. They were making a film. They were filming an actual documentary.
Jonathan was that. Yeah, they always said they was going to do that. Jonathan.
No. It was just one of the flat earthers. The film. Duffy chose supposedly a so-called flat earther that was going to be doing the filming of everything. They took production crew down there, according to Will Duffy. I was on the chat talking to him, and he's the one that told us all what they were doing.
Yeah, they had a guy that was just dedicated to documenting what was going on.
Yeah,
What's your point?
True. I mean, well, the point is, I'm just bringing that out.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a movie. It's a movie, and there did appear for me on the first day a little bit of, how should I say it without being attacked here, but I'll say it, a little bit of something that was just a suspect. Let's put it that way. We do not have all the evidence. We don't have. The only thing we have is what has been chosen to.
So
be
what
released.
was suspect? I don't care about your story.
Josh
I
is
want
going
to
to
hear
ruin
what
this.
was
He's not going to let people talk.
It doesn't. It appears to me.
It's a fair question. If you're going to say something suspect, you should probably say what was suspect.
I'm fixing to.
Okay, go ahead.
The movement of the so-called 24-hour sun seems suspect to me. No, I'm not prepared to throw it all up on the big screen. I'm waiting for more to come out.
What about it seems suspect?
It just looked fake.
What about it looked fake?
It just didn't look real. I don't know.
Why
I'm just trying to be
didn't
honest
it look real?
Yeah,
Do
but
you
that's
see
as
how you're
far
not
as,
giving any
Josh,
specificity?
well, that's as far as I can go with it for
Okay,
now.
then you
Saying the same thing
It's just a
clearly is
statement.
not
It's
without evidence.
Josh, it's just a statement. It's just a
Okay.
statement, and I'm putting it out there.
So this was like the first thing I learned in photo class when I went to college.
Josh, there you go. You're taking the high ground because you claim to know more than everybody.
I am taking the high ground because
but taking the high ground doesn't change anything, Josh. It's not.
This is
Josh is going to ruin this conversation because
if you're talking about cameras and distorted suns and everything that you're talking about,
I'm not talking about cameras. I simply said what the videos that were leaked initially,
videos on cameras,
which were chosen to be leaked, appeared to be fake. Now there's much that has
do we
come
get
out.
videos with our eyes or do we get videos with cameras?
Josh, just because you claim to be an awesome photographer does not give you the high ground on everything that anybody says.
It gives me.
With all due respect, my dude.
I don't know why you keep saying high ground. That's weird.
Because you are taking the high ground.
Here's the thing. And to be clear, I wasn't even going to talk about cameras. You didn't even give me 2 seconds to get my entire statement out.
All you do is talk about the cameras with no.
Because that's what he does for a living. He understands cameras very well.
I look at things for a living.
I'm talking about looking at things.
But listen, the main reason I wanted to come up, I've tried to come up earlier because there was a gentleman on the panel. I don't think he's here now. That was.
It's almost like you don't want anybody to say anything. You just want to say your thing and then drop down.
Bro, Josh,
so if we're going to look at
kettle
something,
black, my bro.
If we're going to look at something like a photo or a video,
there you go again.
First thing.
What have you seen? Tron, hold on a minute, Josh, because I want this conversation to actually happen. You can't keep cutting him off whenever he talks about cameras. He does that for a living.
Cut me off whenever I say anything?
To be clear, I'm not talking about cameras. I'm simply talking about looking something on a screen.
I was clearly in the middle of a sentence, and Josh jumped
but you're
right
talking about something that you have seen on a camera and saying it looks suspicious. You didn't see it with your own eyes and think it looked suspicious. You saw it on a camera. So why shouldn't he address the camera thing?
I wasn't finished.
But every time he brings it up, he go with the cameras, but that's what you saw it on. So,
right, I saw one thing. Josh says he's going to see another thing.
No, I'm not trying. You don't even know what the hell I'm going to say because you won't give me 10 seconds to finish my statement. It has nothing to do with cameras. Has nothing to do with cameras. I'm glad my voice annoys you.
Because you talk nonstop.
So the first thing they teach you.
You get cut off because you.
The first thing they teach you, the first thing I was taught in my very first class of photography,
Here it
when
goes.
they put up all of the photos on the board, they said you can't just say I like this, I don't like that. That looks good, that looks fake. You have to give reasons why. Otherwise, there's no point in you saying what you say.
Sure there
Now,
is.
it doesn't matter what your reason is, but you can't just say this looks suspect and we say, okay, why does it look suspect?
Well, I
Because it
just
looks fake.
did.
Well,
Josh,
why
I
does it look
just did
fake?
it. I just did
So
it.
then give a reason.
I can't do it right now because not all the
Then
information
don't
has
bring
come
it
out
up because it's a pointless conversation.
for you.
You're
For
making an
you,
accusation based off of things that you've seen, not things you haven't seen.
I'm ready to see the whole thing when they break down and give all the information. It's not all been put out. Is all I was trying to say. But I did want to bring out. Not trying to change the subject. We're still dealing with photography, and I'm sure Josh was going to jump in. But a gentleman was on this panel, in my view, outright lying about the Chicago skyline photograph, which is 57 miles, by the way.
I
The
said
No, it's
59.
52.
They said, no,
Well, it doesn't
it's
matter.
not
It's
59.
57, and the fact is, the gentleman was saying that we flat earthers
Zamboni.
willfully do not put out we pretend like the superior image pic doesn't exist, and we only put out the one clear picture. That's complete false nonsense. We clearly bring out both pictures. We talk about what a superior image is. We know exactly what refraction is. We know all this stuff. We bring it out there, and the guy was being disingenuous and not
Tron,
being
what is
truthful.
refraction then? If you know what refraction is,
Hang on,
can
then
you-
why didn't
Again.
gas pressure do that? He only brought up the good picture.
No,
not the
gas
one with the
pressure
superior
was not.
image.
No, that I was on the live and I wasn't able to get on. I heard what was said and I was trying to get on to rebut the gentleman that was talking about the
No,
superior
what gas
image
pressure
being
always
left out
says-
and pretending like we're
what gas
willfully
pressure
lying by
always
not
says
talking about
is
this
that the
information.
news reporter
But
says
willfully
it was a mirage.
Yeah,
a
we know
superior
it,
mirage.
Josh. Of course, we know this.
Okay.
We've used this.
So what
picture
is
countless
refraction?
times.
What is refraction?
Josh,
So far,
we've-
all you're doing is telling us
There
stories.
you go again. You're
Yeah.
trying to bring up
Refraction
your
I'll
is
great
ask.
bending of light.
photography
So what?
expertise.
Hold on, everybody. What is refraction, Tron?
Refraction over water is simply an image that's refracting up. It's bouncing off and lighting up and coming back over the so-called horizon.
Did you just define refraction by using the word refracting in the definition?
Hasselblad? You're not going to mince my
Would you
words.
Would you like the actual definition?
It doesn't
like the
matter. I
very
know that
simplistic?
I know about refraction.
Okay.
I know there's
It's
a
light
limit
light
to
bending
refraction.
through
And the
denser
point I was
mediums.
making is, Josh,
Light bending
is
through
that
denser
the
mediums.
point I was
Sorry, it's
making is the
53.
gentleman was being dishonest by saying when flat earthers
Okay.
bring that picture up, we're willfully choosing not to
Okay.
talk about refraction and not to talk about the superior
Okay,
image that the other
don't
one
really
brought
care.
up.
Don't really
On the-
care.
on
Don't
the
I know
really
screen.
you don't care, Josh.
Do
You
you
weren't on the
agree?
panel at the time.
Do you
I care
agree?
because I'm sticking
Tron.
up
Do-
for gas
Hold on,
pressure
hold on,
because
hold on.
the gentleman was lying.
Okay.
Whoa. He's on the screen there with the
Yeah.
distance.
Okay. So
right
if I'm lying, it's about 53 miles from Warren Dunes to where he took the
No,
picture.
that wasn't the lie. And that wasn't the lie. The lie was
And
that we don't bring
can-
up the superior image or
can you-
talk about what a
okay.
superior image or what refraction is. That's
Okay.
a lie. We do it all the time, and we put both those pictures up side by side. We regularly talk about it.
Okay. Can I finish?
If you will, were you the one that was telling a lie, or was
Yeah.
it somebody else?
No, it wasn't. I don't know. It depends on
Okay,
what
well
you're saying.
then I don't have any beef with you. I'm just whoever the gentleman was that was telling a blatant lie. I'm calling him out.
Okay. Well, here we go. I
It
did
was
some.
me. You're welcome to call me
Yeah,
out.
it's
And
real.
I don't
Tell the
need to be
truth.
enlightened on all this. I know
Oh,
exactly.
this
about
is
all
why I
this
don't
stuff.
have full panels. This is why I never have a full panel because everybody fucking talks over each other. I can't understand what's going on. Who wants to speak next? Who's
Let
making
me
a
do
point?
this.
If somebody's making a point, let me say, Zamboni, say what you're going to say. Tron,
Yeah.
then respond.
Okay. Warren Dunes, where basically the Warren Dunes was where he took the picture at, is around roughly 760 feet above sea level. It's MSL. The ground level at Willis Tower is 597 feet MSL, which is a difference of 163 feet difference. So if you're looking at the math between the two, the Willis Tower, not at the top, not at the antennas, which is right here, is 1,566 feet if you subtract 163 feet because of the difference of elevation between the 2 points. So from here, the difference would be 1,294 feet. So these are the measurements in feet, right? So if you put this, overlay it, point, 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 right? About 720 feet, maybe, roughly. Is that correct with everybody? Yes?
Good to
No,
me.
it's not.
Good. Oh, it's not. So, okay. So let's just put this in the Earth curve calculator.
Continue, though.
If you want him to
Hidden
continue, you
height.
probably should have just said yes.
Hidden height, right? Earth, flat Earth. How many hidden feet would you see on a flat Earth? Right? 760 feet, 52 miles. I can put it to 53 if you want. Target size. That's to the tip. That's not the antennas. What is matching with the reality that you see in the picture compared to what it is on flat Earth? You guys don't do any measurements. You guys just talk. You don't do anything. I just did it for you. And what it does match is objective reality, 720 some feet. You can match up these points to this point and get your elevation of what's missing and what's showing.
Right.
You're welcome.
Okay, who wants to go? Tron or
Okay,
Gas?
it was very distorted what he was talking about at all. First of all, according to the Earth curvature calculator, okay, which he's not using it correctly, 8 inches per mile squared, even taking into consideration the elevation, which is suspect what he was saying, there should be 0 building showing. Period. None of it from the ground up. If we see any part of the building,
That's what I said.
game over, game over. And this has been done numerous times, not by just the individual that is talking about that picture. We've got countless people that have done this thing over and over again with the exact same results. There should be 0 building showing. So we can mince words and play with numbers and say, well, you know, I've had so many people come on the chats going, well, we see the buildings, but we don't see the bottoms of the buildings, or we don't see enough building. You shouldn't see any building. And clearly, if you look at the amount of refraction, the refraction is not going to bring back an entire city skyline almost a half a mile back up. It's
I have a
ludicrous.
question then.
That's not how it works.
I have a question.
Hallucinate him putting all that information into the Earth curve calculator?
Under the curve. We shouldn't see any of that. And the reason
So
why we
in-
see that
in-
is because we have a line of sight and no obstruction, and it's not.
But nice try. Nice try.
Okay, so Gas, leave your picture up there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that green line is what we're measuring 8 inches per mile squared from, right? The green line on your photo, on your drawing, is that what we're measuring 8 inches per mile squared from? That green line. Why? This is a yes or no question. It should be pretty simple.
Yeah, there's a drop. It should be below.
Okay, Tron, do you also agree that we measure 8 inches per mile squared in this photo, for example, from the green line?
I don't know who drew up this whatever's on the screen.
Okay, do you agree?
Gas, why did you bring data up that you can't read yourself?
It's
I didn't bring this
illustrating
data
how
up.
much below the curvature it's supposed to be.
But you don't know what any of the lines are, clearly. So why have you got it on the screen?
So if that's your line of sight, this is how much below. So if you're looking straight out along this curve, those buildings are supposed to be. Oh gosh, I forgot.
Do we measure 8 inches? Go ahead, sorry.
The point I was making earlier, before we going down this road for the 10,000th time, at least with myself, is this. The gentleman that came up, who was clearly not a flat earther, it was being disingenuous by saying all we show is this picture,
Okay,
and we
perfect.
don't
That
show
has nothing
and
to
talk
do
about
with
the
what we're talking
superior
about
image.
right now, right?
Hasselblad, please, I'm talking.
Okay, no, hold on, Tron.
He does
Hasselblad
this,
was,
dudes.
but Hasselblad was trying to talk to Gas about this green line, so I want to hear what's
Yeah,
going
I
on,
wasn't
mate.
giving. I didn't say this was 8 inches
So
per mile square. I didn't say any of that.
Gas,
I'm saying the
and
height
Tron,
of the.
Gas, let him speak, please. Go, Josh.
do both of you agree that 8 inches per mile squared is measured from a straight line that never bends,
I
just
never
an
said that
individual line?
calculation. I never said that calculation.
Do you both agree that when we measure Earth's curvature and you get a drop rate that you use on it, so you guys are both invoking the drop rate, correct? Yes or no?
Based on the circumference of the information given.
Okay. And does that drop rate come from a straight line that we measure?
The object is to find the curve of a sphere or
Okay,
a circle. That's
why
that's
are
all we're
you
doing. It's
answering a
simple
question
math.
I didn't ask? You're
Well,
not
I'm giving it. It's simple math. Like, no, you're trying to lead me down a
No,
road,
so
and I'm going to
if
put the
we
extra
want to
information in
measure
there.
if we want to measure the drop rate, we're going to use a straight line, correct? Yes or no? You can disagree if you want. I don't care. I just want a yes or a no answer.
I'll say yes for your sake. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. From your eyeballs, like if we draw lines from your eyeballs to the top of your vision and the bottom of your vision, is that an individual straight line, or does your vision work like a cone? So the further out you go, the higher you see and the lower you see. Do you understand?
In
Like
theory,
if I stand
in theory, I'll agree for the sake of this conversation.
Okay,
Go.
so I don't see in a straight line. I don't. It's not like I'm looking through a paper towel tube and I can only see what's at the end of the paper towel. So in other words, here's what's actually happening in reality. When we take that measurement, it's an individual line, one line, and we measure down from that line until we hit whatever we're measuring. In this case, the Earth. That's one line. But you are able to see over the curve with both a camera and your eyes because you don't see in an individual line. I don't
I
understand why this
object.
is hard to
No, I
grasp.
object, Hasselblad, Josh. I object. That
Oh,
is your explanation of it. But I object because that's not necessarily the truth. That's what you want it to be because you
so
don't want the Earth to be flat.
if you stand 100 yards away from the Empire State Building, are you able to see most of the Empire State Building, if not all of it,
It's a
from 100
hypothetical. I
yards away?
can't answer. I don't know. I've not been there to
How
do it.
about how
I don't
about
like hypotheticals,
half a
Josh. I
mile
deal with
away?
reality.
Here, how about this? I'll turn on my camera. We'll do this.
By the way, have you ever personally gone to the Chicago skyline and take the pictures or vids yourself and post
No,
them anywhere?
I don't need to.
Well,
So
it would be nice if you did.
is
That way
this
we could believe
tree?
you or not believe you. You're just
So
talking words right now.
is this tree right here taller than me?
Josh,
Is
you
it
go through
taller
the
than me?
experiment, I'll listen to you. Until you do it, all
Can
you
you be
have is mouth.
genuine? Is this tree taller than me? From base to top, is it taller than me?
Get to the point, Josh, please.
Is it tall? Yes or
Don't
no? Is it taller
patronize
than
me.
me?
Make your point, please.
Not patronizing you, asking you a question. Do you believe that this tree is taller than me
I don't know. I
from
don't
the
know
point
where
where?
it's at. I don't
Okay.
know how tall you are.
Well, I'm that tall.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm walking to it. Is it taller than me?
Josh.
Is it taller than me?
Okay, it's taller than
So
you.
why is it? Because this is what you have to claim. When I'm back here,
I don't have to claim anything, Josh. You will not put words in
my
my mouth.
finger.
I don't have to claim anything you
Oh,
say.
Tron, just because you talk more than everyone else doesn't make you correct.
Dude, I
Here's
hear a
what you
lot of
have to
your mouth
claim.
talking. All I hear is you
Here's what
talking.
you have to claim. My finger is
I
the
don't
tangent
have to
line.
claim what you
My
say.
finger is the tangent line from which we're measuring the Earth. Do you see how if I extend that straight out, I'm able to see above it and below it? Do you understand that?
Josh,
Can we see above and
8
below my
inches per
finger?
mile squared has been debunked.
Can
We
we
are all
see
late to the
above?
party.
Can we see above and below my finger? Yes or
8
no?
inches per mile squared has been
Can we
debunked. The
see above and
photograph
below?
proves it. It's been done all over this earth by
Thanks
thousands of
thanks
flat
for
earthers.
proving, Tron.
Until
Thanks for
you take your
proving how.
until you
Thanks for
take your
proving
great
how
expertise.
disingenuous you are in a
If
conversation. You
you're
don't want.
disingenuous because you have zero proof. Have you ever done this observation on any of these pictures?
Oh, I've taken measurements myself, Tron. Have you?
Why don't you? Yes, I have too. Why don't you go to the
What
Chicago
measurements did you
skyline
take?
and do it?
What
Prove us
measurements
wrong.
did you take?
I've done plenty.
Okay, good. Name one.
Americans, eh?
Let's go to the Chicago skyline and let's.
No, what measurement did you take? Please
Let's
name
take. No, we're not going to be. I'm not going to
one. So you
measure.
didn't
I'm not
take
going to
any
play.
None then.
Oh, I've done plenty, but it's for the sake of this conversation. You're not going to believe it, and I'm not going to believe you. You do understand this.
Tron, do you start with a conclusion?
I'm sorry, sir.
Do you start all of your opinions with a conclusion?
No.
So, but when you came in here, you literally said the sun just doesn't look right. You don't know why, but you're going to get there.
That's being honest.
Well, that's starting with a conclusion.
Well, I'm giving an honest view without coming up with.
You're literally saying,
like,
I know it's.
Come up with stuff. I'm telling the truth.
But you're literally saying, I know it's fake, but I don't know why, but I will once they release everything.
Well, because I can't map it out 100%, and I don't want to give more than that unless I can come up with 100% absolute, definite information. It would be disingenuous of me to try to go any farther than that.
What would be genuine would be to say, hey, the sun and these videos don't seem right to me. This is what I'm seeing that doesn't seem right. Now,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have any concrete evidence of that, but I'm going to dig in deeper to look into this specific thing that's telling me something is off.
Yes,
You're just saying it looks fake, and I'm not going to tell you anything.
What I'm doing that, Josh. That's exactly what I'm doing right now.
So
that's
what
why
looks fake?
I'm withholding.
Then there's no point in having the conversation with you if you don't want to give evidence for what you think is fake. At least give an opinion on what you think is fake.
We can say that. And that's what NASA do, what you guys do. It looks fake. It doesn't look authentic. We can say that.
What part,
you
though?
can say
Josh
it,
is
but what
asking
about
it. He's
it?
saying which thing does not look... Which thing doesn't look authentic? But he won't even answer that question. It's just like, it just does.
Oh,
just
Lord,
because.
the whole path of the sun, the way it's going, it just doesn't look authentic. That's as far as I can go with it for now.
What do you mean the whole half, the way it's going? I've heard those words, but not in that order before. Can you be more specific with what you're trying to say so we can understand what you're trying to say?
For example, we've seen For example, we've seen the northern sun, right? How that goes around 24 hours. No complaints, no problems.
You know why there's no complaints? Because it works.
Because everybody sees it. Everyone sees it.
Because it works for you.
No, because
otherwise you would analyze it. Otherwise, you would analyze it and say that doesn't work. Look at that. That just doesn't look right. And you would pick it apart and try to find things that are not quite right with it. But you don't because it works for you. Well, in the South, it doesn't work for you, so you need to pick it apart. But you don't even know what you're picking apart or why you're picking it apart. You just know that it definitely doesn't work for you.
Well, first of all, there was no light attenuation. They had the same sky, and now in Will's video, they edited this in. So they
what causes light attenuation?
They keep
they edited it into a live stream, did they?
They keep messing around with the edit. So one video looks like clear skies with the blue is completely the same. And then another video, what Will's put up, the light gets darker and brighter in certain spots. So they're messing around. It doesn't look authentic, things like that.
So can I propose what's going on there? Those are two different cameras. Do you agree, Gus?
Yeah, Hasselblad, don't talk about cameras. Not allowed.
Yes. Do you agree that those two different videos came from two different cameras?
Yeah, but there still should be in McKeegan's video that it should get darker and lighter as the sun goes lower.
Does it matter what the cameras are set up to do?
No. If it's recording reality, listen to what I'm saying. Don't interrupt me, please. If it's recording what is actually being seen, reality tells us that when the sun goes lower in the sky, it will get darker above, and as it goes, sun goes higher in the sky, it will get brighter in
So
the sky.
if I have,
So why? What can I finish? I'm almost done. So, if it's authentic, if it's real, these are the kind of things that we would be seeing, like we see in the north, where it gets darker and lighter. And like I just said, and almost done. And like I just said, in Will's other video, you see it. So they added this because they saw.
So if I set up,
complaining about it.
if I set up two cameras side by side, and better yet, Riz brings his Sony, I bring my Sony. I know we both shoot Sony, and we set them up side by side. And we set them up on an equatorial mount, so they're going to rotate at the specific speed we tell them to keep whatever we have in frame. If there's something moving in frame, we set it up so it rotates at that same speed. But Riz sets his up on automatic exposure or some sort of priority, whether it's shutter, aperture, or ISO priority, because you can do any one of those three. And I set mine up on completely manual, so nothing changes.
Sure.
Will they look different?
Yeah, you'll get a slight difference. Yeah, of course you will. Yeah.
Oh, what kind of difference will I get, Guess?
Just in how it, like the coloring, how it looks, just things like that. Yeah, the coloring.
So what would happen? So Riz has his setup on automatic, and the light starts to dim, and I have mine set up on manual. What are those? What's going to be the difference in general? So the light starts to dim. One camera's on auto, and the other one's on manual. What's the difference between those two?
Beats me. I don't know.
Mine's darker, and Riz's camera attempts to keep the same exposure by brightening the exposure.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's why in Will Duffy's videos, you're seeing different things from different cameras. To be clear, the 360 cameras are set up on automatic exposure. That's the point of a 360 camera. So if that light starts to dim at all, you're not going to notice it as much over time because the camera is making minute adjustments the entire time.
Sure.
Okay, just a heads up. I'm going to do about 10 more minutes. Does anyone want to get anything off their chest? Globe, this person's just come in here. Hello, mate. Wanted to ask a question.
What's up? Thank you for having me up. I just want to ask a question for Tron. Since he says he observes things for a living, how does a lunar eclipse work on a flat Earth?
It works just fine. Thanks for asking.
How does it occur?
Best answer ever.
Convince me.
How does it occur?
I don't think I'll be able to convince you, but since we're getting things off our chest, thanks for letting me come up, dudes. I appreciate. I know. Hasselblad knows me. Josh, I'm still thinking about that one-on-one about the moon landing. Just so you know, I hadn't forgot about it.
Hey, anytime, any place.
Well, I'm thinking about it. We'll have to work it out, so it'll be, But I'm thinking about it. I'll let you know soon enough.
Do it on here. I'll have it. I'll host it. Why not?
But also I wanted to say this, when it comes to all this talk about the TFE, the final experiments, there's no experiment is final in science.
Monologue from the question.
And I wanted to say that
you're just going to monologue from the question.
No, I'm not going to, dude. A solar eclipse works perfectly well.
Like
it works.
How does a lunar eclipse occur?
They work perfectly fine. They happen all the time. The heavens have been charted for thousands of years.
I know they happen all the time. What I'm asking you is, how does it occur on a flat Earth?
Easily. You're assuming that the sun itself is a faraway, gigantic sun of 93 million miles. But if you know anything about flat Earth, we assume, actually, we believe and know that the sun is much smaller and it's a local sun. So it works perfectly.
Tron, you don't understand his question.
Apparently I don't.
What causes the shadow to go across the moon during a lunar eclipse?
You got two options. You got the black sun or the self-illuminating moon.
Neither of them are real. So,
well, we don't observe the moon. No one's ever observed.
I think
where's the black sun?
For himself,
no one's observed the moon prior to a lunar eclipse.
He's a big boy. He can answer for himself. I'm asking.
Are you joking? Are you joking? No one's observed the moon prior and after a lunar eclipse? Yes, they absolutely fucking have.
Well, let's see it then. Show it.
Now we know. Now I try to tell you. Now Hasselblad likes to talk.
Right, but I'm asking Tron, so why aren't you talking?
All right, go ahead, Tron.
I wasn't talking because other people were talking. It's
Right.
simple. If you knew anything about the flat Earth, which I don't think that you do, the sun and the moon have their own trajectories. They're circling the flat Earth. One goes in front of the other. There you go. You have it. End of story. It's really
That's not a
simple.
lunar eclipse, though. That's a solar
We're
eclipse.
talking about a lunar eclipse, Tron, where
Same. It doesn't. It happens. It's not a big deal. And it doesn't prove that you live on a globe, and it doesn't disprove that we live on a flat Earth. Just like the TFE, regardless of the results, it doesn't prove we live on a globe, and it doesn't disprove a flat Earth. It doesn't do anything.
If it doesn't, why doesn't it? Because of do you say that the sun would do that on a flat Earth?
Because frankly, I personally, in my view, that there can be no 24-hour sun on a globe or a flat Earth. This is my personal opinion.
How do you come to that?
How much time you got left on this live?
Enough.
Okay.
I'll wait for you.
Okay, because first of all, nobody's ever observed either. Up until all of a sudden, on December, was it 14th, or whenever they went down there, all of a sudden, we had this observation, which is there's nothing scientific about it. There's no vast scientists and universities gathering the money and gear to go down there to prove it. It's all.
No, but hold on. I want to know your position. Is your position it's explainable on a flat Earth, or it's not?
There are people that have models that are flat earthers that I'm familiar with.
Joe Hamvey.
That feel that they can explain the 24-hour sun on a flat Earth. I personally disagree with it.
Host, you do know he is deflecting from the question. And he's just going into the script.
Because what I'm trying to get to is a lot of flat earthers are saying, "Oh yeah, it doesn't matter either way," and then explaining why it was all fake. What I want to know is if it doesn't matter either way, why would it need to be faked? Because if it's explainable on both models, then why are people jumping through hoops to try and explain why it was fakery? If it works, it would be there anyway.
Because it's put in our face, and if we don't comment, then people can say, "Oh, how come you didn't say anything?" So if you could just say, we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. So we choose to comment what we think is going on, and then that's all we can do. My personal opinion is it never mattered, and a 24-hour sun I don't think happens on a globe or a flat Earth. That's my opinion.
So if it doesn't matter, then there's no reason for them to have faked it. You can explain it. So where's the model to explain it then?
It doesn't, dude. I don't know why people would fake.
Gas.
The relevance of this being
money. I don't know, dude. I have no.
No, but I don't think you understand it. I'm saying it either matters or it doesn't matter. If it doesn't matter, then you don't need to pretend that they faked it all. And if it does matter, then you would need to pretend. But people don't seem to have a position. So many people, like Joe Hamvey, the man that you're probably referring to, with all of his weird models of multiple suns and multiple domes and all of this other stuff going on. He says it's completely explainable, whilst also claiming that the whole thing was fake.
Look, I've spoken to him. He doesn't say that. He simply says, "Hey, here's a model, but I can't verify." And I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying, here's a model. That's all he said. Now I have spoken to him personally.
Which number model is he on now? About 207, and since the final experiment, he's made so many models and just been debunked on every single one.
Dude, I don't know. You would know better than I.
Yeah, I've followed it all.
But I had to say that. I had to get that out. That the TFE, nothing final in real science, nothing really scientific by any of the guys that went down there, and it doesn't prove anything.
I have a question.
There's no scientists and universities lined up to go down there to test it for real. So it's basically.
So I have a question about that.
Do you realize you can go, Tron? You can go yourself, Tron.
Dude, I could go for about $30,000, of course.
Yeah,
I have no desire. I live in Florida.
If there are universities in Antarctica doing science, does that make you change your mind?
Avril.
Josh, what did he say?
If there are universities...
I've just got to address that in the comments. Avril just asked why we stopped talking about eclipses. Avril, because there's no answer forthcoming. It's beating a dead horse, as they would say. Right.
Wait, Hasselblad just said something about universities. What did you say?
Yeah, if there are universities working in Antarctica on science, does that change your mind?
Well, let's see. Yeah. I don't know of any universities
Have you looked
from
into
anywhere
it?
that are going down there to do the 24-hour experiment to verify. I don't know of any, but if they come out, let's take a look at it.
Yeah. So should we go through the universities that are actually in Antarctica conducting research? University of Chicago, UC San Diego, University of Tasmania, Florida State University,
Yes.
University of Wisconsin, University of Kansas, Case Western Reserve University, Montana
Yes. And
State
they're all
University,
looking for the
University of
24-hour sun?
Canterbury,
Are they
Southwest
looking for the
Fisheries
20?
Science Center, and Rice University.
Sure.
Is
That's
that
the
enough
whole.
universities for you?
Well, Antarctica, all it is a study field anyway. That's all it is. So I expect
No, so
all
so
universities to be
so
looking at and doing.
saying, Tron, to be clear,
Please be clear.
you saying no universities down there conducting this science so we can't trust
No,
it
Josh,
is
that's not.
also a weird claim because even if they are, you still don't accept it, right?
Josh, but that's not what I said, my bro. I
It
said there
is,
are
my
no
bro.
universities that I'm aware of that are taking this TFE information and getting excited about it to go down there and
No, because
verify
they're
and do real
already
science.
down there doing it on their own. They're
Oh, all
like,
they are
why
you
are you
talk with
doing
them.
this? We know
Wait,
this already.
you do, and you know about, you've talked with them. We know this is going on. They've made announcements. They're going to talk about it. I've heard nothing. Please provide some receipts if you would.
So that's like doing a scientific experiment and announcing that the grass is green and yelling it from the hilltops. Everybody already knows this.
Really? I didn't know.
Yes.
I know lots of people that don't know. I mean, but I would like to know. I'd like to know what the experiments are. Are they gonna tell us the results of these?
Tron,
Can
do
I
you have
announce
the
it on Flat
internet?
Earth channels
Do,
that's
do you
what's
have
going
the
on?
internet? Do you have access to the internet?
Josh, can I go on my Flat Earth channels and tell them that you said that there are universities conducting Flat Earth and 24-hour experiments? Can I
No,
tell
they're
them
not
this?
conducting flat Earth experiments. They're conducting science experiments.
So they're doing but not observations like with Will Duffy. They're doing real
Tron,
science.
hold on. Tron, I always ask Gas this question, and I'll ask you the same. What evidence would change your mind? Any? Is there nothing?
Okay, I used to say no evidence, but let me tell you, for the sake of the conversation, if it were possible, okay, to get way off the Earth, fly completely off the Earth, far enough to see the whole complete Earth, and then with the technology that we clearly have, simply take photograph, not just photo, but video of the top of the Earth, the sides of the Earth, and the bottom of the Earth. Show the buildings going down, show people walking, cars driving, airplanes flying underneath it. I will become a glober immediately.
So what does that photo or video look like? If we see people in it, do you think we see curve
Yeah.
if we
Hey,
show
host,
people?
what is the host name, sir? I don't even know your name, sir.
Almost
Matt.
like you don't
My
want to
name's
engage
it's
with me.
Whatcast or Matt. You can
Well,
call me
okay,
whatever you want.
in answer to your question, yes, I just told you if this could happen, which I know can't, I would become an immediate. I would give up geocentricity.
What does the photo?
And I will join globe chats and recant everything I've ever said in the last 17 years.
What does the photo or video look like if we're showing people?
Hasselblad,
Do we
I
see
just
curve?
gave the host what I would accept as real proof.
And now I'm asking
provide
for you
the proof,
what
and
that.
then I will eat my words, and I will join and become
Okay,
a
perfect.
heliocentric
So what
leader.
does the photo, Tron? What does the photo look like if we show people in it? Does it show curve as well?
Did you not hear video? I said I like to see some video.
Okay, so what does the video look like if we show people in it? Do you see curve as well?
Dude, I want to see an entire real picture of the Earth. If it can be provided with
1972 blue marble, already done. You already don't accept it.
We could talk about that. You mean the fake pictures from NASA? That doesn't count. We have technology right now, which you should be able to zoom in and see.
We should. What technology do we have that allows us to zoom in on a person?
Hasselblad, if you can provide the proof, I will recant. If you can't provide the proof,
technology,
then we're wasting our time. I asked the host. Asked me.
We're wasting our time because you won't answer any direct questions. What technology do you believe
I was asked a direct question by Wackcast, and I said yes.
Tron, I think what he's saying is, what do you think a photo? So when people zoom in and whatever, what you want to see, what do you want to see in the actual video? What do you think it will look like once you see what you want to see?
I want to see the space rocket or whatever it would take to go out into outer space, have a camera on directly on the Earth, going 24 hours non-stop to watch it leave the entire orbit of the Earth, keep going out, whatever how many miles we need to go to get a complete view of the entire Earth, and then zoom in with a high-powered cameras and look and show something. Show something on the bottom of the globe that they say we live. First of all, we have to see the globe to begin with. That alone would blow me away. That alone would blow me away, but they can't do that. If they could do it, flat Earth is through. We're finished.
So the non-fisheye pictures when they send up the rockets and whatever, with like normal people, not NASA. There's been some pretty good ones when you can see curvature from every angle, whether it's at the top, the middle, or the bottom.
It's all suspect. We've seen
exactly. So you wouldn't accept it, then, is my point, right? Because that's been done.
I would listen one more time. If we can get completely off the Earth to where we can see the whole entire Earth. If it looks like it's a globe, guess what? That immediately debunks every flat earther. But they can't do it, and they won't be able to do it.
Okay, you've said this 19 times. How do you prove? We put this camera on the rocket, and the rocket goes up. How do you prove that they aren't just doing whatever it is you're claiming they're doing now?
I just told you what I would. I was asked a
So how do you prove
question.
it's real versus what they're faking now?
I did not deflect the question. I simply said yes, there is proof. I used to say nothing could convince
so
me.
if we did this tomorrow,
you can't do nothing. I'm talking about NASA would have to do it. They're the only ones that claim to have.
Okay, but you don't. You think NASA?
If NASA did it, you'd say it was definitely fake. You surely you'd need an independent person to do it.
If we had, if it was genuine. You asked me.
So I'm asking how you know it's genuine. Can you be genuine and answer the question? If they do this, how do you know it's genuine?
I don't know. It would be difficult.
So you would just deny it, right?
It would be very difficult because they've lied. So it's hard to trust a liar once they've lied to you. But I would give it my best shot.
The problem is we could walk you through how you can prove whether or not it's genuine, and you won't accept it.
They don't even try to do it. They haven't even attempted to do it because they know
they have attempted to do it many times, and I can walk you through how those photos are all real.
You have nothing.
Okay, so how do you fake the photo on film, Tron?
Dude, you have nothing. NASA.
How do you fake the photo on film, Tron?
NASA has already said that they don't have real pictures. They have composites. It's not real pictures.
So the 1972 Blue Marble. What is your debunk on that, Tron?
My debunk is just fake. Complete. It's been admitted.
Very convincing debunk.
It's been admitted by NASA. It's not a real picture. That's my debunk.
It's not. No,
never happened.
Bring that up and show us. Where did NASA admit the 1972 Blue Marble is a composite?
Yeah,
it is fake. And along with the initial 1969 fake one.
Okay, so can you bring up where NASA? Can you show us where NASA said that the 1972 Blue Marble is a composite and not a real photo, please?
Not right this second. I don't have any of my information with me, and
or are you referring to the 2002 Blue Marble and the Robert Simmons interview, which is a completely different photo?
Hasselblad, Josh, I'm referring to every photo of the complete round ball that's ever.
Can you composite film?
Every one of them are fake.
Can you composite film?
However it is, some of them are composite.
Can you composite film?
Whatever they said, it's fake.
Can you composite
that one? Yeah, that one.
They're all fake. Every one of them.
No, but hold on. That one was taken from low Earth orbit.
How did they do that?
But low Earth orbit isn't a whole picture of the doggone Earth, dude. Come on. The only pictures of
what they did, they didn't take it off the whole Earth. They took it off some of the Earth and used that.
Only the Apollo missions were able to supposedly take pictures of the Earth.
So, Gas, how did they shoot that photo from low Earth orbit?
Gosh, it doesn't matter. It's not the whole Earth.
Is your name Gastron? I'm engaging with you because you don't actually answer question. At least Gas Pressure tries to answer a question directly.
Yeah, you don't have to be funny. So it wasn't the whole Earth. It was just through a window, or it was through a lens.
Oh, through a window. Perfect. I was hoping you were going to say that.
Yeah.
You want to see what that would look like and why it's photographically impossible?
No, that's what I did.
No, Hasselblad. I don't want to hear
you. Do you see me shooting through a window here?
Yeah. So if you black out the rest of that tube and get the if you get that green, go back, do it again, do it again, do it again. So if you see the green and the blue, if you were savvy enough to black out the tube somehow, you would say that's the Earth from a distance.
But does the 1972 blue marble have a well-defined
You'd have to be
edge?
tech savvy to black out this tube.
First of all, it's fake. The clouds are fake. The whole thing is fake, Josh. Stop it.
Jesus Christ, Tron.
Josh is
There's
showing
more
it.
than
He
one,
knows how they
Tron.
did. See, Josh knows how they did it because he's showing us. You see?
No. So all right. Let me completely debunk you. Do you see how we see the edges of the tube here,
dude? This is proving nothing.
Tron,
nothing.
shut up.
I told you, you've got to
Do you
black
see
out
how
the
we
tube.
see?
You're not tech savvy enough to black out the tube.
Talking to both of you. Okay, do you want me to show you how fucking savvy I am? Because now I'm just getting annoyed that not one of you want to listen.
The area black.
Okay,
and
not very
end of the
savvy.
Let me grab the real fucking camera. How about that? Should I grab the real fucking camera and show you?
You're not savvy.
That's why they get paid the big bucks, Josh. You know, if you knew,
yes, how much have I made in my photography career?
If you knew the tricks
That's
of the
a weird
trade,
claim.
if you
who
knew,
cares?
He won't let me talk. Doesn't let me talk.
Well, he
If
said
you knew the
that
tricks of
they
the
get
trade,
paid the
you
big
would get
bucks.
hired.
I would get hired. I don't get hired to do
by
this.
the big
Is that
boys,
your claim?
The big boys
Is that
would be
your
like
claim?
this guy. Yes, because you can't do it right now. You can't black
No,
out.
I am doing it right now. I'm grabbing my camera. Look.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. And this is how they did it. See, Josh knows what they did.
Do you see the big ass camera right here that I'm grabbing just to jump through your freaking
Yeah, but there are tricks to a trade. It's not just about a camera. Anybody can grab a camera. It's about where you can get the right lighting.
Are you moving the goalposts again, Gas? Come on.
Yeah.
You're asking for something. He's literally doing it. Yeah, but it don't matter anyway. No.
Josh knows what I'm talking about.
We know how they faked. We know how they faked the Apollo 11 Earth shot. We know how they faked it. We got it on video from NASA. There's no reason.
Can you share that video?
It's the one we're going to discuss maybe in the future, Josh.
Oh, yeah. So, Tron, to be clear, if we're going to have a debate, you're actually going to answer my questions, or we're not debating. You're going to engage with me genuinely, or there's no point.
So unless I see things your way and do the debate your way, you're the one that challenged me.
No, not say things my way. At least answer a question. When I say, hey, what makes you think it's fake? You either answer that question or don't engage.
Josh, I will promise you, if I choose to debate you, I will answer your question.
Well, I was explaining how they got a picture of the Earth. It's very simple. All they did was, like Josh showed, they had looked through a window, made the area black, looked at the Earth from a distance, like as far as they could go, and just took a picture and said that was the Earth. It was very simple.
Okay, guys, the flat Earth people in it. Who do you think Josh is? Like, what benefit would it be to Josh to try to back this up? Surely it's because of his expertise and his knowledge that he knows this isn't fake, because he just knows, because he does it for a living.
Josh's photography
benefit. But what benefit is it to him? If this stood out to Josh as completely fake, he would just call it out and say, "I'm a photographer," and none of this makes any fucking sense.
Well, there are many photographers that have said that. Josh isn't the only photographer in the world. There are so many photographers that are flat earthers that see it our way.
Name one. Name an actual photographer with actual experience.
It's about pride with Josh.
Bart
we called it out before him.
Bart Sabrell.
Because we called it out before
Sabrell is not a photographer.
He's a videographer.
No, he isn't. He's a producer.
He's a video,
and I can show you
the person in the chat that just said appealing to credentials doesn't prove anything. Yes, it absolutely does. What are you talking about?
Bart Sabrell is a videographer and photographer. I don't know what Josh is talking about.
And
I hope you study him.
Completely lied to you.
Oh, did he lie to me? He lied to me personally.
Yep.
Okay, well, I don't think he did. We can discuss it maybe if I choose to debate you. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it.
So, here we go. I'll show you this. I'll show you this, but you guys got to be quiet and listen. So here's a smaller paper towel roll. You agree that's smaller? So I'm giving you guys even more benefit, because when I put this on the lens, and this is going to be really hard to do with
They
because I
didn't do
also
that.
have to.
They didn't do that. They didn't do it like that.
Okay, okay, but shooting, you're claiming they're shooting through a round hole, right?
Yep.
Round window, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Any
cool.
window, it doesn't matter what the window shape is. It
Okay, and
doesn't
I can
matter.
show you this. Okay, so do you see the back of my camera here? Do you see how fuzzy? So I'm focused. One second, let me. It's hard to do with one hand when you need to. Okay. So, do you agree that the paper towel roll is now basically blacked out, right? Do you agree with that?
You can just
Yeah,
say
but this
no.
is just essentially looking through the camera. It's the same. This is not what they did.
Okay. Do you
If you
see
say
how the
so.
edges of that? Do you agree that the edges of the circle aren't well defined? They're
No,
very.
I don't agree to that BS.
No,
Stop it,
this is
Josh.
not what they did.
Oh, you don't
Stop
agree
it.
that the edges of the circle aren't well defined?
You can't
Josh,
do it because it's
I know
too
what you're
high.
trying to do, and it ain't going to work.
What
It's
am I
not what they
trying to
did.
do?
You're trying
Explain
to
to me
say
what I'm
that the
trying to do.
pictures that were done on the Apollo 11, when they clearly faked the shot of the Earth shot of the Earth, and then you're going to try to go that route. It ain't going to work with me, dude.
What's
Not
my
one ounce.
explanation, Tron? Tell me what my explanation is. You said you know what I'm trying to do. Tell me my explanation.
I don't know 100%. Continue.
Oh, okay, so you don't know what I'm about to say then. So what you just said was
I'm not a
complete and
deity
utter
like
crap.
you, so go ahead. Go ahead.
So my claim is when you let me turn the camera back on. When you put this here
Here we go.
and you
Hold on.
focus on the background, the edges of this are fuzzy. And you want fuzzy as edges if you're going to hide the fact that you're shooting through something like this, or say a window, because we have to include those edges in order to show a circular thing. You're saying we're shooting a non-circular thing and making it look like a circle by shooting through something. But in
We
order for that to be true and get the photo that we're talking about, we have to have a high depth of field. The problem is when I switch to from let's go to
Thanks for having me, Whatcast. I'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers,
run
guys.
away
So
when
I'm
the
shutting down
evidence
the
is
second anyway.
presented.
Yeah,
Okay.
carry on.
Yeah. Now,
It's just
do you see how when I have a high depth of field, we see that edge? And even if I go down in exposure a little bit, do you still see how we see the edge? In order to have a sharp edge and include the edge in the photo, you would see the edge. It's photographically impossible to do that. You guys just don't know what you're claiming. And the problem with Bart Sibrel is he claims he got that top secret footage. That footage has always been available. If you watch the entirety of the footage and not just the part that he chooses to see you will see that the thing in front of the window is Michael Collins. You will also see that they continue filming in one shot and go over to a triangular window and show the triangular window and still see a globe Earth out front. So yeah, appealing to credentials matters when you know
Is that
what
all
the
you
hell you're
got? Is
talking
that all
about.
you got, Josh?
Is that all I got? A complete debunk of your claim? Yes, that is all I
Nothing.
have.
Yeah, you debunked nothing, Joshua. First of all, the video wasn't always available. I'm not going to say you're lying. You just misinformed. That video did not come out. It was released accidentally to 2 individual people. You don't know what you're talking about, Josh, but we could have a conversation about it. You've left out many, many, many details.
Yeah, but you're
Please
not going to
tell
tell
me
him.
how they
You're not
shoot
going to
through
tell
the
him what they
window.
were. Well, I'm going to shut this down now. Sorry, guys. I've gone about 20
Thank you
minutes
for letting
over.
me come up, Josh.
No
Thanks
problem.
for the conversation.
No
You guys all have a
problem.
good day.
Cheers, everybody.